Hello, everyone. We're back at it again with the seasonal podcast for the fall 2022 season. And I've got here today with me Justin.
It's me.
It's him.
He's back again.
Back again for another season.
My own podcast.
Yeah, good work. And we've got Gavin.
Hello. I didn't steal Justin's line this time.
Yeah, I specifically made sure Justin came first.
Thank you so much.
And we have a special guest today. We have Inspira Shamuel. Hey, how are you doing?
What up, what up?
Glad to have you on here. This will be a fun one. And we've got a relatively stacked season, I would say. We've got a lot to talk about here. I mean, there's just a million shows on here. And of varying degrees of quality, I would say, you know. Not going to scroll too far down here. But, I mean, we got the big one, the big adaptation. We got Chainsaw Man, right? So, who here has read Chainsaw Man?
I have read Chainsaw Man.
Okay, so everyone but me.
Oh, really? You haven't read?
I think so.
No, I haven't. So, I know a good bit about it, and like I've been spoiled on quite a bit because I didn't really super intend on reading it necessarily, but here we are, right? Got 2 episodes out at time of recording.
To be fair, the fan base sucks at not keeping spoilers out of their mouths, so you're not to blame.
That's definitely true. But I also like generally spoilers aren't a big issue unless it's like a very deliberate twist. Maybe I don't know if you would qualify anything in Chainsaw Man as that. For me, probably not quite. But
yeah, probably not quite.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, it is. Of course, everybody expected it to be huge. It's pretty huge so far. I mean, we got the scores for this season, by the way, are just insanely like they're so high. Chainsaw Man's almost at a 9.
Bleach is still at a 9.
Bleach is still at above a 9. That one I didn't expect at all, honestly. I know people really like Bleach, and like, you know, it being like a final season adaptation is kind of like, oh, so literally only the Bleach fans are watching, right? But like, kind of insane still.
The Bleach
the numbers are
crawling
high.
out of the woodworks.
Yeah, the numbers are
real 250K
high.
is actually quite a lot.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, just from the last couple years, I keep saying this, but like, just the explosion anime has gotten in the last couple years of people who are watching seasonals and stuff is insane. I mean, it used to be that it was like, whoa, 150K, they're doing pretty good on that show. Like, couple, I don't know, 2-3 years ago even. It was like, yeah, you know, 150K, that's pretty big, decently big show this season, whatnot. And now it's like top 10 or all above that, right? It's pretty crazy. So we got.
I think it's like exclusively. I feel Twitter has been a big pull in that. So
yeah, definitely. I think just pandemic got a ton of people into it.
Yeah,
and a couple like starter shows and whatnot got people super into it. I know Demon Slayer pulled in so many people. It's actually crazy. Like, I know a bunch of people just personally who, like, were kind of like anime adjacent fans. Like, not really, but like, you know, they saw shonen or stuff as a kid and like they talked about it occasionally. But then it was like Demon Slayer happens and it's like now they're watching seasonal shows and whatnot. And it's like, whoa. But anyways, on to Chainsaw Man. What have we thought about the adaptation so far?
Looks good. Like, visually, yeah. I think it looks very nice. It's,
yeah, I would.
Yeah. Mappa, right? Mappa's very good.
Yeah, Mappa is really consistent, honestly.
At what cost?
Wow. You know.
I liked episode 2 way more than episode 1.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I would say I feel different. It's partially because of reading it, but I really am not a big fan on Makima, so...
That's right.
I don't know. I just think like the intro into Denji's life and stuff, I think it's pretty interesting, but like I don't really enjoy where they took it. I don't want to get into like manga stuff, but like
yeah,
I think if you like what you read of the manga, then like this adaptation will be great for you as well.
For sure. I think for me, it's mainly like a colors thing, and I like that in episode 2 we got a lot of color near the end. And that was like really refreshing to see.
Yeah, when she splatters open that devil at the end of the episode, and it's just like a billion different colors. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, I would definitely say visually this looks fantastic overall. People here and there have been complaining about the CG a little bit. I think it's generally pretty tasteful. I think like definitely you can use it well, and for the most part they use it well here. But occasionally there's like in that first episode, like there were like 1 or 2 shots where I was like, oh, yep, Chainsaw Man is definitely CG. That looks a little bit goofy.
Was it near like the zombie scene? Like near the end of the episode or earlier?
Yeah, near the end of the episode. I'm trying to think of like the shot. It's just like it's one of those things where I feel like with CG, like how far like zoomed in on it or not makes a big difference. And so sometimes like if it's really far zoomed out, it kind of draws your eye to it and you're like, that looks unnatural. But sometimes if it's like just at that really nice medium where you're like, yeah, that fits super well.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
That final like fight felt a little clunky at first, but like they showed some of the cuts for the animator that did like part of those scenes, and it's actually like not CG. Most of it is actually not CG, which I was like, oh, like that's cool. I know a lot of people were like debating what was and what wasn't, and I think the fact that you can't really tell that it is is a huge difference.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So I'll tell you one show where you can tell. Overlord Season 3.
Oh, hell.
I mean, with Overlord, it's like the first shot of the show is, bam, CG skeletons. And it's like, yep, here we are. Back at it again. But, yeah, no, I think it's been done well. Definitely, I would agree that fight felt a little bit clunky at parts where I was like, But I think it's maybe just getting used to how they want to direct it and whatnot. I think it'll improve as it goes on, if anything, even.
And like we're only on episode 2, but I think one of the producers was saying how like after episode 4 things will like pick up, like there's like that big meme of like Chainsaw Man like pacing, so they're like slowly building to that, which I think I like adaptations that take their own spin on things, so I'm more than happy to see what they cook up.
Yeah, definitely an adaptation has to like utilize the new medium to its strengths, and it should change stuff in meaningful ways, but like ways that like add to it, not take away, whatnot. So
exactly. Yeah,
definitely. I think they're doing a great job with this. Can we talk about the intro? I guess the intro is fantastic. The OP.
Oh yes, Yamashita.
I don't know.
He's the same guy that did. I don't know if you guys watched Ranking of Kings. It was OP2.
Oh yeah.
JJK OP2. Same person.
Oh,
that did
okay,
those.
okay. Yeah, I like both of those a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, those are both really good.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
it felt the most like, especially as someone who's read the manga, it felt the most Fujimoto-esque. Like it felt like true to him, which is awesome.
No, I mean everyone's posted the clips on Twitter of like all the
different shots and references. Yeah.
And
I
mean that's just what Fire Punch is. That whole series is just one big movie buff.
Yeah.
So did you guys like the music? Because that's like where people are like it's like two sides. Because I enjoyed the song, but a lot of people didn't.
I thought it was alright. I think it's something that might grow on me if I like kept watching, or if I like keep watching the show. I might like near the end of when it goes away, I'll be like, no, I do like this opening, but as it is right now, I'm like pretty lukewarm on it.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. Comparing it to like the Jujutsu Kaisen opening 2 or Ranking Kings opening 2, I think both those were way stronger musically.
Yeah,
but,
I agree.
But just visuals alone, and like it goes quite well with the visuals and whatnot. So I think it's solid on that. Yeah, definitely a bit lukewarm on like the actual song itself, but
yeah, I definitely won't skip it or anything though.
We even got Vandy for the ending for episode 1 for Chainsaw Man, and that's the same band as Ranking of Kings OP2. So neat time.
I heard one of the episodes ending is gonna have a maximum.
I think it's the next one. I think it's episode 3. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. That's gonna be super sick.
Yeah. I like that they're actually, because like one of my first animes that I ever watched was High School of the Dead.
Yeah,
same.
They had different songs for every ED, so it was something to look forward to. So like I feel the same thing with Chainsaw Man here.
I love High School of the Dead's opening or ending.
Cole and I did a whole podcast episode on it. We're both fans of that show.
I gotta check it out. I haven't seen it.
I think it was actually our very first podcast episode. So
little bit rough compared to some of the other ones, but it's decent. Yeah, no, I always absolutely adored that they had just different endings by Mao and Kurosaki for each episode of the show, and they're all such bangers. Holy shit, man. I really love her stuff in general, but I feel like some of her work on that is really, really strong, and so I'm happy to see more stuff like that.
And like,
And I get why.
I'm
Go
like
ahead.
surprised that we're actually getting new animations for every Chainsaw Man ending. Like that I was not expecting at all.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is surprising. That doesn't happen
No,
very much.
no.
I mean, it's so much stuff. It's so
Yeah.
much. Even just, hey, let's make basically a whole fucking album for the endings, because we got one for every episode or whatever. But in addition to like changing the visuals and like, you know, High School did change the visuals a little bit sometimes, but it was
But it was
like
mainly like
a picture in
postcard.
the
Yeah,
center.
exactly.
yeah, and then it zooms out. This is like a full ED sequence that you could just run for 12 episodes on a normal show, like,
Exactly.
and people would be like, one of the
They
best
would eat
EDs
it
of
up.
the season.
They would eat it up.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, no, they're absolutely crushing it. How do I feel definitely, since we were talking about the movie inspirations on the OP and stuff, this, since I hadn't actually like read it before and I just like knew about it kind of thing, I can definitely feel that inspiration in the way, like, it kind of feels paced like a Western movie a little bit, where it's like, people say Chainsaw Man pacing a lot, and we haven't gotten to any of that really. But I think Chainsaw Man pacing is a funny concept because a lot of anime is really stupidly fast paced. Like a couple of the ones we'll talk about here later that I definitely watched. But this felt like episode 1 and 2 especially probably, felt very deliberately paced.
And
Like-
they even cut out a lot of stuff in episode 2, and it still
Right.
flowed really well. So
Yeah.
they know what they're doing.
Yeah, it definitely gave me that, like, it's hard to describe it, like the sweet spot in some movies you get where it's like a sweet spot of like actual things and plot and interaction and like characters walking around doing stuff and it's just quiet for a little bit. Like when Denji goes out with what's his name, Aki or something like that. And like they're walking, it's pretty quiet for a while, and then stuff happens, and then they're coming back, and then all that stuff happens after they fight and whatnot. I felt that was all pretty nicely paced. I kind of liked. I think they just hit a really nice ratio of like dialogue to quiet, still shots, and like people walking around and whatnot. I think it's really good. But yeah,
And there's like some anime that we'll probably talk about later, which like you check the timestamp to see how much more is left in the episode. And, like that's not something that you do with Chainsaw Man for sure.
oh yeah, yeah, I feel that. Yeah, so I've quite liked what I've seen so far. I suspect I won't have like a super like this is a 10 out of 10 opinion on it, kind of similar to I know Gavin feels a little bit the same way, but I am definitely excited at this point to see how it ends up and how much I end up really liking it and where things go. I mean, there's a lot of hints of like where things are going, and if you've been on the internet, you know roughly some of the plot points. But
I'm curious to
definitely
see
excited.
how they end it, because we know that it's going to be 12 episodes, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to build up to that peak at the end. I wonder if
Mm-hmm.
they'll be able to actually like land that as well as, because Fujimoto clearly like the manga doesn't end there, like it just picks up even more.
Yeah, definitely. I understand why it's 12 because I'm sure it's like, I mean, this is clearly a very resource intensive project, right?
Yeah.
I mean, different EDs, different songs, yada yada, incredible visuals, all this kind of stuff. They're putting a lot of work into it, but it still feels really weird that it's 12 episodes.
I mean, to be fair, like after Attack on Titan ends next season, like this is going to be like that's like stable like shonen workhorse for Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, you got a point actually. I didn't
And
think
like
about that.
I think JJK is doing the full 25 at the beginning of next year, so like I'm assuming that's where like all their resources are going to. So give
Okay,
Chainsaw Man that breather, give a year or two, and then they'll come back when Mappa is not really on its like lowest, but like off the hype
When
of the other shonen
Right.
that they've been
Not so
doing.
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they finish the other projects and stuff. Yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense now.
But they also
Put it
take
like
on
that.
like 15 anime in a year, so you know, like I don't know what
Yeah.
they're like.
they
Yeah.
so many studios stretch themselves so thin lately. It's concerning, but you know. Well, do we have anything else to say about Chainsaw Man? I mean, I've said my piece, I think.
Actually, wait. So are they planning on adapting the whole first part in 12 episodes?
I
No,
don't
no.
think so.
I hope not.
Okay.
I hope not.
That would be insane. That would be
That would be
really
Chainsaw
idea.
Man pacing.
Yeah.
I haven't actually watched the anime at all. So
Oh, I see.
I read all of part 1 for the manga, but I have not watched the anime. So
Well, I say, I guess wait till episode 4 and then watch that in a binge. Maybe if the producer is onto something, like.
Right. All right, well, let's move on to the next one. We got Spy Family Part 2. Probably don't have a ton to say about this. I know Justin watched it.
I've watched 3 episodes so far. So
Okay. Anyone else?
I
I
watched
watched
season 1,
the-
but I haven't seen part 2 yet.
I watched the fourth one today, fourth episode today.
Okay.
Oh,
that's right. It does come out on Saturdays. I forgot.
So, we can talk about it a little bit, I suppose. I don't really...
Yeah, you guys
I
talked
assume
about it
it's
a
more
lot.
the same.
It's more the same of what you guys talked about last podcast, like for the spring, like
Right.
the same old.
In Spy Family, but now there's a dog, and I love the dog.
Yeah, he's so cute.
I will say the voice actor is like, you just gotta once you watch it, you'll know. But like, it's pretty funny for me.
I see. I see.
Just goes Borg, Borf. I was getting hyped because the first villain in like the 2 episodes was voiced by Hiroki Takahashi, who voices Harima Kenji. He's like one of my all-time fucking favorite characters. So I was like, oh my god, it's him! I haven't seen him in forever.
That's awesome. There were...
Keith,
Yeah, go ahead.
it was like Keith Kepler, or whatever his name was. I don't remember, but
I see. There were a lot of voice actors. A lot of... I mean... of course, if you like watch a decent bit of anime, it's like, oh, so many voice actors I recognize. But like, there were a lot of voice actors I recognized this season from dumb things that I was like, what? From okay, sure. So yeah, it's pretty funny. I assume the production is all pretty similar
yeah,
to season 1.
it feels the
and everything.
same. I mean, it was a 2 core, right? So this isn't even
Right,
like
yeah.
they stopped and started. It's just like they delayed the release of this for a little bit. I'm sure.
Right? Yeah.
And the OP is on par. It's done by Araki, who did I think he was the director for Death Note and worked on Attack on Titan.
Oh,
so,
Tetsuro Araki.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
very nice, very colorful.
I do like the opening.
see.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's cool. I'm a huge Tetsuro Araki fan. I'm pretty lukewarm on Attack on Titan, but he's done a great job of directing that. Mm-hmm. Death Note, well directed, good show. High School of the Dead, love that, well directed. So, yeah, big fan. That's really cool.
I think the like only other thing I can think of is they've been doing a lot of like promotion with Anya, like just on billboards and everything. And like I think most recently,
Everywhere.
Anya was promoting Chainsaw Man. I was like, there's no way Anya should be reading Chainsaw Man in any what kind of
Yeah, actually.
like she
He's a
was
little
calling Yor the cooking devil. And and Lloyd the studying devil or something like that. It was really cute though.
I see. That's
That's
funny.
funny.
That's pretty good.
There's so much Anya stuff everywhere. It's exploded.
Yeah,
Like even when I was going to buy a keyboard, I saw like keycaps covers and stuff. Like it was just a ton of Anya stuff. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my
there's
god.
so many like casual fans that like are like a lot of my like IRL friends are like, oh my god, like Spy Family is like, "Wait, you watch anime? Like what the heck?
yeah. Right.
Like
Why is it
esports teams, like I play Valorant quite a bit, and like 100 Thieves esports teams, they keep tweeting like Anya gifs and stuff, like like when it's match time or something like that, they'll tweet like an Anya gif with her like wearing like 100 Thieves stuff. I think it's pretty funny.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, it's I think it helps a lot because it's it's like a romance comedy anime, but it doesn't sort of have that anime filter in a sense, if that makes sense, that a lot of shows have, where it's
Right,
like
yeah.
there are weird elements that if you're not someone who watches a lot of anime, you're like, yeah, that just kind of happens a lot. So
And like you guys were talking about in the spring, like yeah, yours kind of dumb, but like that's about it. Like that's like the
Right.
lowest of the filters, which is like not even much, especially with us
Right,
who
yeah,
watch a lot of anime. Like that's
right, yeah,
Yeah, it's so little.
it could be far worse than that.
that is true.
Yeah. I think the only person who got filtered is that one guy on on TikTok who was like, you guys remember that
about the
viral tweet
fathers?
where it was like,
About the daddy
Oh,
issues or something.
God.
no, where it was like, they sexualize Anya so much and she's blushing or whatever.
Oh, hell no.
Oh my god.
And yeah, Oh my god, that tweet was so funny. The guy's like, whatever, it's just my opinion, dude. And it's like...
Me when I am wrong and have been called out for being wrong.
He was so mad. It was so funny. But, yeah, I mean, super solid. Still really high ranked. Still really popular. Anything else to say on this one, or are we good?
No, that's about it. I think the arcs it'll cover. I liked him in the manga, so it should be good.
A little bit of insight. All right. So next we got Mob Psycho 100 Season 3, baby. I believe, caught up on this. I don't know if episode 4 aired today.
It airs Wednesdays, I think. So 3 is the most recent.
So I'm safe. Got it. It's more Mob Psycho 100. Big fan. Who all is watching this one?
I am, for sure.
I watched one episode so far, but yeah, I do plan on watching it. So,
Gavin, I think you said you haven't yet. Yeah,
I haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, that's right.
It might be something that I want to just like wait till it's over and then binge.
Yeah, because I think this is the final season. From what I haven't read, so I'm not sure. So like,
I don't think it would be. I've read all of the webcomic.
Okay.
So unless they go really fast, I think there's still a lot left because it's not even finished yet.
Okay,
So.
all right, that's good then. Well, I'm more than happy for more
Sweet.
Mob.
Yeah. I also was under the impression it was gonna finish, but I'm here for that.
I'm a pretty big One fan, honestly, lately. I've been really liking One Punch Man manga too. I think it's been pretty heat.
I
so.
think it was just announced that One is doing another fantasy manga.
Yeah. It was called Versus, I think, or something.
Yeah,
I
like
think
heroes against something. I don't know. I read the tweet, but
I did see that today also.
I'm down for more One. He's really good. I have the first 2 volumes of Mob, but I haven't touched it because I was like, let me just get the anime experience because I started with it. Like,
Yeah.
like, and then I'll get on that.
Yeah. It's really weird. I don't know if people very often go from like if you know something's gonna get fully adapted, like just switching to the other source material or whatever mid adaptation. I think usually I like to just write it out, like something like Mob.
Especially
like
if it's
that.
like high quality. Yeah, like
Right, yeah. It would be different if it was like kind of a mediocre adaptation or something.
because like that's me with Kaguya-sama. Because like I'm anime only for that, and like I know the manga's ending soon, maybe like 3-4 chapters, but like I have no urge to continue it, like to start the manga because like I'm thoroughly satisfied with the anime so far.
I see.
I watched, or no, I didn't watch. I caught up to the manga when it hit like the big climax in like 3 years ago or so, and I actually haven't kept up with anything. Like I haven't read any more, and I haven't watched any of it. I watched one episode of the anime, and I was like, I'm not sure how much I like this compared to the manga. I'm sure it's fine, but I would have to watch more. But I didn't like feel inclined because I had already read it, and like it was still, the manga's still going. So I was like, I'll just read the manga if I want to keep up with or watch more or something.
Yeah, I would imagine the point you read to is where season 3 just ended. So
Okay, that's what I figured because I saw tweets about it and whatnot.
I see. I'm trying to think of. I wonder. Possibly the only time I can remember, like, mid-season watching something and going to like the manga is when Akame Got Killed was airing. I actually went to the manga like 4 or 5 episodes in. I was like, this is so good. I gotta read the manga now.
I'm gonna be honest. I literally do that all the time. I'm so guilty of that. I'll just I'm just gonna read the manga. It's faster. I don't want to wait.
That's pretty demonic.
It's fair though. If you like it, go for
Almost
it.
every show, especially with like School Rumble was like that. It cut out probably a third of the story in the anime. So,
Yeesh.
I have this thing I call like manga preferential bias, where like if I read the manga before I watch the anime is gonna be very like low compared to the other way around. If I watch the anime and then I go to the manga, like it always gets better for me. So
see, I wonder if I like feel like that about like Kaguya. Like I feel like if I read a manga, I usually don't like the anime as much.
yeah.
It really. I think that's partially a problem of just generally low quality anime adaptations of manga are very frequent. But I think it's also like, like the first thing you watch is like, that's your base POV of it. And at some point you're like, it's good. but
like
then maybe others are better.
like for me, it's like when you read manga, like your mind is filling in those blanks, and the anime doesn't match those filling of the blanks like how your imagination does it.
Right.
So there's that
Right, yeah.
disconnect. Well, the other way, the anime adds so much that it helps you fill the blanks when you read the manga. So like for me,
Yeah.
like that order matters a lot. So like a lot of
makes sense.
series like that get announced nowadays, like now that I've like recognized that I do that, I just don't read the manga if it's like an anime that I'm anticipating, because I don't want to like obviously
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we
yeah.
watch a lot of anime. I want to enjoy when I watch it. Like I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
If
I
you
think
don't,
it's,
that's how you get burnt out and stop watching.
Exactly.
That adaptation cycle is even worse if you go from like a web or light novel to an anime too from manga, I think.
Yeah, that's it's weird. I think it really, really depends on the quality of the adaptation. I think sometimes in some genres you're like, no matter what, the adaptation probably can't be good enough. Like
Visual
really,
novels a lot of the time.
yeah,
I feel
visual
like.
novels or really complicated light novels maybe. But I think for something like Mushoku Tensei, where I did start with the anime, and then before season 2 or core 2 or whatever, I got caught up with the manga, and then I got caught up with the light novels and web novels. For me, it was kind of like, going back to the anime on part 2 or whatever, or core 2, didn't bother me much at all. I was like, yeah, this is like really good. But I felt like, where normally I would be like, it's whatever. I think just because of how well they adapted it,
Yeah,
and
was
also it
what,
kind of
Studio
helps.
Bind, right? I mean,
Yeah, Studio
Yeah,
Bind.
they-
I mean, they made a studio for it.
yeah, exactly.
And just took 1 billion people. But that speaks to like the years of pre-production. I think there was like literally 5 years of pre-production for that, and all this other stuff. They were really mindful in what they cut out and what they kept in. They added new stuff that was important. Whereas like the manga for that is I wouldn't say much worse, but definitely a worse adaptation. So I think it really, really hinges on the quality of the anime adaptation.
And which is like rare nowadays, because like having things like like that long pre-production cycle is not like realistic with how
Yeah,
much
it's
how
not.
quick. And like Mob is like one of the big exceptions, because apparently Mob Psycho season 3 is completely done. They're not doing it week by week. It's been finished before
Wow.
it started airing, which is like
That's crazy.
really cool to hear about.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I know definitely one where I felt the anime was a little bit weird after coming from the manga was JoJo Part 5, because that was the first part I read before I watched, and for me when I was watching it while it was airing, I was kind of like, this is a little bit weird. Like halfway through it or so, I just felt that disconnect definitely. But I ended up really liking it still, so it doesn't matter.
I've been hearing things about what Stone Ocean? No, whatever the sixth
yeah,
part
yeah.
is with Netflix.
Yeah, Stone Ocean. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember trying part 1 like years ago. I'll get to it eventually. Like I want to give it a chance, but it's not
It's-
my bad.
It's a really weird series to recommend because I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, there's so much really incredible stuff in it and stuff you won't get anywhere else. And on the other hand, I'm like, there's a lot of issues in a lot of parts of it
Yeah.
where I'm like, how, like, if I was starting it today, would I trek through all like these sections that I found very middling? Maybe, maybe not. I think for part 1, it's very clearly like, first 3 episodes are pretty damn good. Last 3 episodes are like maybe last episode is good. Everything in between is kind of eh. And then part 2, generally consistent and pretty good throughout. And then part 3, it's like the first 25 episodes are pretty eh, and then the second half is really good. So it's like there's so much that it's like you lose so many people in so many of those sections where it's like they just hit one where it's like whatever.
Yeah, part 3, it took me forever to finish that. Just because I got bored and I was like, I don't know, I don't really want to continue it. I didn't really like part 1 was fine, part 2 was pretty cool, and then part 3 I was like just lost, and then I got to the halfway. I watched the rest of it. I was like, yeah, I like that overall. The second part was better, but not crazy better for me. And then I watched part 4, and I was like, wow, I really like part 4 actually. Like, I just thought it was interesting that it's like these parts. I'm like, yeah, it's okay, and I'm like, it's cool. Yeah, it's okay, and I'm like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah, it's very weird to recommend. And I've always found part 3 especially weird to recommend because, like, on one hand, I'm like, there's so many big pacing issues. I mean, they took one chapter of the manga and adapted it to a whole episode at one point, and like some of those like really glaring issues. But then at the same time, I'm like, but then I think about that episode and I'm like, that episode's pretty good. I like that episode. Maybe it's a little bit too long, but it's really funny and there's a lot of really good bits, and like the stuff that isn't really necessary and will lose a lot of people if they're not already invested into it. If you are invested in stuff that I'm like, I would never want to cut that out. No way. Like,
Yeah.
it's really weird. Anyways, do we have stuff to actually say about Mob Psycho?
What
do we think about the new?
episode,
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
and I just am always reminded how much of a great character Reagan is. So
True. I really like where Reagan has come now, where it's like we're past the awkward point of like, in season 1 and early season 2, where it's like he's still trying to kind of like trick Mob and that kind of stuff like that, where it's like, there's that tension of him feeling like he has to keep up this persona as much, whereas now it's like, sometimes he just lets it kind of fall. It's like, yeah, whatever, man, sure. So it's like, I'm really comfortable with how much like that isn't an issue anymore necessarily.
yeah,
I think it's really dope.
I mean, he's just like a great mentor, and it's nice to watch.
Yeah.
Just a good guy beneath a somewhat bad guy, and it's a good mix,
Yeah. What do we think about the opening? Better, worse than prior
I
ones?
really like it. I think it's on par with the others.
I've heard a lot of people on Twitter saying it's the best one by far. Personally, I think the visuals are on par or better. I didn't really like the song as much as the other two.
The song for OP1 has my heart. So like for me, that song like is always going to be up there. But I think it's on par.
Okay, fair.
I think it just takes a little more like listening to, because it's not immediately like, oh, here's the like hype chorus part, or like we're building up the song. It's more just like across the board. I don't know. So it takes a little bit to get used to, I think.
And we're pretty early into the run, so like I'm sure it'll continue to grow on us.
So I think like the first time I heard 99.9, I was like, it's all right. And then like the second or third time, I'm like, okay, wait, hold on, this shit goes crazy.
yeah, it's fair.
So
yeah, no, it's super good though. Either way.
And like speaking of like OPs and like the ED for this is back to the glass paintings. So like the entire ED is glass paintings, and I love that aesthetic.
It's
so
cool.
good. It's so good. Yeah, ED1 was such a treat, and I'm so glad they're still doing that kind of style. I don't know if I have much to say other than it's more Mob Psycho. Mob Psycho's fantastic. I don't really want to like go into the plot or anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, we don't need to talk about like specific plot stuff. I think it's just Mob Psycho's doing good, and that's what we like to see.
Right. Yeah. So we can go on to that. All right, guys, who's watching My Hero Academia season 6?
Sadly, I am.
Yeah.
That's because my friend wrote me into it.
I see.
It's not out of my own volition.
I see.
Season
That's
5
crazy.
Season 5 ruined everything for me. Like
I see.
Season 3 was about where I like decided that I was like, I should really drop more anime.
That's so funny. Yeah, I don't think we'll actually talk about it. Same with Bleach. I don't think anyone is watching Bleach, and I don't think it's something we'll talk about. But Blue Lock. Who all watched this? I know I did.
fire.
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 I was in the second episode.
Yeah, I've seen the second episode. I wasn't quite sold on it. I'm still not quite sold on it, honestly. I think there's a lot of parts in it where I'm like, okay, this exposition scene is going on a little bit too long, and like I get it, man.
Oh, by the ego guy? Yeah, he talks too much.
Yeah,
I
he
agree.
goes way too long. He goes way too long. And yeah, don't you love that his name is Ego? Really on the nose with that one.
Yeah.
But I think this one could be cool. It's a little bit I'm like, I really like this kind of stuff, but I also really like it to be like not necessarily realistic, but rooted in like good competitive psychology. And I think this is somewhat, but then sometimes there's like parts where I'm like afraid they're losing it.
Yeah.
Especially in episode 2 with the crazy looking guy, and he's like, I have a monster inside me. And the monster tells me what to do when I play, and it's like,
Yeah, that's odd.
and I'm like, okay. Kevin was saying earlier, he was like, he called the main character with the crazy eyes. He was like, I got the Sun Jin Woo vibes from Soul Leveling for a minute, and I was
right at the end where he like just flips the switch and like is like, I must become stronger. Like, there's no point in attacking the what is he rank? Is it 100 or is it 200? I forget.
299.
Oh, 299, right. He's like, there's no point in me attacking...
or whatever.
There's no point in me attacking someone weaker. I must go stronger if I want to become the best I can be. And it's like, oh my god, he's fucking going crazy.
Yeah. Definitely, it's a bit cheesy, but I think it can be good.
I think it was fine, yeah.
I think they gotta nail the pacing, though. I think that's gonna be the big deal. I don't really have enough to say anything on it yet. I think episode 2 was kind of poorly paced, but... like we just have to see more, I think.
For me, I read the manga back in the day, and I'm like, I just caught up for pretty recently, just because I hadn't like kept up with it. For me, the biggest draw is one, like I'm not really like a big soccer/football fan, so like I'm just going in like head empty, like we going in with the vibes. And I used to like play a lot of like Mario Strikers, and like this gives me exactly like this is like me fucking it up on like as Mario, like using my fucking all in, like that's the vibes that I got while reading it, and like the anime is matching that. So like I'm pleasantly surprised. I'll stick around for it, but like I get if like people aren't gonna vibe with this, especially like hardcore soccer fans.
I don't know why Strikers as a kid was like weirdly too complicated for my brain, and I just got shut out of my cold every time.
Yeah, I do. It was not real pretty.
Who'd you play?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea.
You don't know?
Probably
picking
King
every.
Boo.
Who are you
King
picking
Boo
every
is
Mario game, man? Come
I
on.
picked King Boo.
I don't think he's in that one. I got bad news.
So that's why I did terrible,
huh? Yeah, this I think can be good. I really do like the like ego aspect of it, and I think that's an interesting angle that you don't like, because in most like team-based stuff or like even most competitive sports, there's like that really big sportsmanship focus and all this kind of stuff, whereas this
throws that
for
out
a lot
of
of
the
people.
Like...
Yeah, for a lot of people I'm sure it's like really refreshing in that way, where it's like, nah dude, it really is all about you sometimes, like in this role or whatnot.
Yeah, I thought it was neat, especially with the build-up of like the start where they lose, and he's like, "It's okay, boys. All that matters is we did it as a team. You won't regret this in the future." And then they're like, "No, that's..." Or the ego guy's like, "No, that's stupid. You want to become the best." And he shows all the best players like, "Yes, I am the greatest of all time, and no one can beat me," or something like that.
Yeah. The one where they show the quote from the main character guy's favorite player, and he's like, "It feels better to lose 3-4 pulling off a hat trick than it does to win 1-0 working with my team." And I was like, that is crazy. Yeah, I thought that was a really interesting aspect. I really do like that opening example, too, where it's like he could have taken the shot, but he goes for the safe play, but it gets fucked up by his teammates. I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, it's definitely one of those, like, what if I just did it, man? What if it was me? Like,
yeah, one of those things that just like haunts you. You're like, oh my, yeah. Just gonna think about that forever, slightly,
and
or crazily.
And the main character like goes through that like struggle throughout the series. So hopefully the anime will highlight that a little more. But
right, yeah, I think I like how they did it in the first episode, where it was like all his friends on the team and stuff like that are crying super hard, like through this whole like. They're doing everything together till they leave for the final day or whatever, and like right at the end there, as everyone's leaving, he like finally like it kind of gets to him at that point. Yeah, I thought that was cool. Yeah, so I think people are. I mean, it's pretty popular. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. People are liking it so far. It's pretty highly ranked. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talking about it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely one to look out for. Give it a shot if you. I've definitely seen some people are like, man, I just don't give a fuck about football. So, and it's like, fair, but I think for me it doesn't really matter the sport as much.
Yeah, but I've tried to watch like regular football or soccer, and I can't stand it. But like, this is like, it doesn't really feel like the same.
Yeah, especially because it's all strikers, right? Where it's like. It's not like there's not a lot of team play necessarily in that same way. Yeah. It's like it's really focused on the individual. Makes it a
I
little
have
bit easier.
I have to wonder with like sports anime how much it really matters what sport they're playing and just how it's executed, honestly, because it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Most people probably wouldn't be like, "Oh, ping pong sounds super interesting," but then you watch ping pong the animation, you're like, "Now I kind of want to play ping pong."
Yeah. I think definitely it's also partially the cute girls shows brain where it's like, yeah, I'll watch them do whatever as long as it's done well, right? Like, oh yeah, the cute girls show about they're in a motorcycle club. Yeah, sure, man. I guess I'm watching this now.
Yeah, I suppose like volleyball isn't that popular. I would assume among.
Well, I was gonna say, like,
but,
for me,
Haikyuu is insane.
I think volleyball is like fun. I was like, volleyball anime sounds cool, and then I didn't like Haikyuu, so I don't know.
Right. Yeah. It just really depends. I know they did a volleyball show a couple.
It was
Oh
like
man, that might have been like 5 years ago now.
2.43 or
But,
something. Is that what you're talking about? It had like a weird
maybe,
name.
I don't remember, but I
I
know that
forgot.
one wasn't real popular either. I feel like volleyball's a really cool sport, and I'm kind of upset they don't do more stuff on it, honestly. But Haikyuu was not that long ago, so. Okay, let's go on to the next one then, huh?
There's a whole volleyball arc in Beelzebub. I just reread it recently.
Nice. We got the Eminence and Shadow. I'm not going to butcher the Japanese name. I know Justin and I watched this. Did anyone else watch this?
I only watched the first episode and then I dropped it.
I see. Fair enough.
I had no context. I watched. I was
Yeah.
like, "What is this?" And yeah, like
What is this?
I can't lie. So this is probably going to be showing it. I really have the isekai funk brain lately. I have such a tolerance for these shows, even when they're really bad. Like the isekai I watched for Bad Shows podcast. Whenever we do that, like I gave it a bad score, and I generally didn't like it. But it's like they're just really hard for me to drop. Actually, I feel like I don't know why.
Which is really funny to me because I don't know if I've watched an isekai yet where I like thought I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I think I gave like Konosuba like a 5 or a 6, and I was like, yeah, and that's about the highest I've gone. I just
We'll
I
wait
can't
till
get
it
into it.
actually reads Mashiko Tensei.
Yeah, but I have to read Mushoku Tensei, and like I haven't watched Log Horizon.
Log Horizon's so good.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel that. For me, it's just like I get so much joy out of like not really the twist, because when I see twists that are like I got reincarnated as a sword, and I'm like, haha, funny twist, I get it. But when I actually like see how the plot goes and it twists like that, that always gets me. I don't know why.
We get it, dude. Do you want to be isekai'd?
Yeah.
I like the whole crowbar thing. I thought that was cool. I'll give it to him. I don't know if that is like a recurring like theme as like it continues.
I don't
but
think
like
so.
that was
I don't
pretty.
think
that
so,
was pretty
but yeah. So we'll give a little context for this. This is light novel adaptation. There was manga too. Justin read the manga.
Yeah, this was another entry in my series of, oh wait, I think I read this manga like randomly 5 years ago, and it's brought up memories in my head that I forgot. It happens every season. There's at least one show that I'm like, wait, I think I read this at one point.
Yeah. So it was funny. Justin watched this and he was like, yeah, they started with the anime original episode. I'm like, I think that was only just not in the manga, bro. So,
Well, how was I to know?
I can't believe they would cut that from the manga. That seems kind of important.
Maybe they didn't, like, right? It's been a while since I read it.
No, they definitely did.
So
I saw
did
it.
they start
Okay,
with
I
the
don't know.
twist in the manga first? I guess.
No, I think the manga just started, like, immediately with being isekai'd, so...
Yeah, pretty goofy. But, this had to me, watching this opening episode, it was a very similar, opening episode to, like, the Assassin, reincarnation show, where they had that, the first episode was, like, all in the real world kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, like, giving the characters, like, very typical, like, backstory and stuff like that, but, like, really focusing on it, necessarily, which I liked. I mean, I thought that first episode of Assassin Isekai was, like, by far the best one, and then I watched one more episode, and I was like, yeah, this sucks. But this, I would say this episode was more interesting than that. It was pretty funny, because it's like, the guy's, like, trying to he wants to be really strong and whatnot, and like, but like he's. I thought the concept of him like he's like grappling with like the inherent limitations of like, I'm not in an anime or a manga, right?
What if a nuke drops? There is nothing I can do.
Yeah, I'm a normal dude. If a bomb drops and kills me, that doesn't matter how much I train myself physically. If I get hit by a car, it doesn't matter. If someone shoots me, it doesn't matter. Like, gripping with that, like, morality kind of thing, in the way that, like, you know, it's a little bit of, like, how much control do I have over my own destiny kind of thing. I thought that was a pretty interesting concept. I was afraid that they would, you know, hey, that's what the first episode's like, and it never gets, like, it doesn't really matter past that. But they kind of do bring it back up in episode 2 a bit with when he's fighting one of the villains or whatever, and it's like the guy has a kind of similar thing to him where he's like, you know, I just got thrown into this by the whims of fate and there's not much I could do. And he's like fighting him and he's like, yeah, it's gonna happen to you too, buddy. And he's like, dude, I'm a fucking try though, fuck you. And I thought it was pretty cool in that. But yeah, episode 1 I thought was pretty interesting. He like stops this one classmate from getting kidnapped. Can we talk about the weird ass NPC interaction he has with her also in the first episode? like
That dialogue was pretty funny. I don't know.
It's like I don't really get. So he's like trying to become stronger or whatever, so it's like he's got things as like these are main character things and these are like side characters that aren't important, and he's written her as a side character, so he just like doesn't remember her name or anything about her or whatever, even though she's like the pretty girl everyone loves at the school or whatever. That was really weird. It was funny, but it was
Was there
I don't know.
Was there something behind him like butchering her name? I didn't really get that.
I think it was supposed. Yeah. I think it was just supposed to be he didn't really care about her or anything, and so he didn't really like. He's meticulous and he memorizes things, but only things that matter, and she doesn't matter, so he just calls her the wrong name a bunch of. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty bad bit, but it was also kind of funny. I don't know.
That's funny with like how stupid it is.
Yeah, it was so bizarre. I feel like the writing was a little bit stronger there. It could have been really funny, but yeah. And then he saves her from getting kidnapped. He gets in, you know, he's got an alter ego persona kind of thing where he goes and beats these guys up. He fights that army man, and that fight was pretty interesting. And like you were saying, he's got the crowbar as a weapon, and it's like he uses it as like a tonfa or whatever. And so he's like blocking attacks with it and stuff like that. But then like once he gets the advantage, he's like, okay, but the best thing about the crowbar is it's actually kind of more like a club than like a tonfa kind of thing. And he switches how he's holding it, and he just like bashes this guy and breaks his arm with it immediately. And then the guy's on the ground and he's just like, wait. Okay, chill. And then he just hits him over the head with it like 4 times in a row. And I'm like, wow, that guy is fucking dead. Okay. Yeah, that was a pretty weird scene, but pretty funny, pretty good. I don't know. So episode 2, Justin, you watched episode 2, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that one? I thought it was definitely way worse than episode 1.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it was
I think the crux of the show for the entire isekai is just like it's I'll admit it's kind of funny that he's just like, source, I made it the fuck up, and then it comes true, and they just like, yeah, I meant to do that.
Yeah, because it's like
that's pretty funny, but that's the whole like kind of joke for the rest. It doesn't get much, you know.
Right? Yeah. So in episode 2, it kind of starts with like he's a part of a noble family or whatever, but he's like the underdog one compared to his older sister who's like really good or whatever. But he goes out in the night and he's training his powers and shit like that. He's actually stronger than people think because he's been training for so long, yada yada. And one thing he does is like he finds these bandits, he wipes them out, which I do like that the show's like, it's not like I beat up the bandits and I arrested them kind of thing. It's like I fucking killed them. They're dead. We're not pulling punches kind of thing. Which I know is kind of like the standard thing now, but I think it was done well here, maybe. But he like finds some slime monster thing and like spends a long time experimenting on it, cures it, and it's sexy anime girl who is part of whatever thing. He makes up a story for it, makes up a cult that turned her, and so she helps him for a while. But then, like Justin was saying, it just turns out the cult is real, and he doesn't realize it.
He's like, these guys are they're being so nice to me by playing into my fantasies. Thank you so much. It's like actually real, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's funny. And, you know, by the end of episode 2, he's got, like, a whole group of girls who are, like, working for him or whatever to beat up this cult. And at the end of episode 2, start of episode 3, they all leave to go somewhere. They're like, we can't help you anymore. We got to go fight them in this town or whatever kind of thing. But at the start of episode 3, he's like, oh, yeah, they figured out I was making shit up, and this was how they could, like, be nice about it and leave kind of thing, since they're, like, all grown up and shit like that. But they're actually probably going to do something. I was kind of like, it's going to be cringe if they come back, like, right away immediately, because it's going to be like, oh, yeah, we saw that coming. But, like, we don't see hide nor tail of them in all of episode 3. It's just, like, its own self-contained thing, which I thought was actually really well done. But introduce a new character, and main character and her have, like, really cool interactions and stuff. I really enjoyed it. So, you watch a seasonal isekai, you watch episode 1 and you're like, this is probably about as interesting as it gets. Episode 2, you're like, yeah, this is horrible. But, you know, sometimes you gotta watch episode 3, sometimes it brings it back a little bit. I'm thinking it's bringing it back. So
we'll see. I mean, I did read a lot of the manga, so there was probably a reason I didn't drop it very fast, I would assume, so.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. But I don't think it was anything I'd write home about either.
Right, yeah. There were some really funny bits in episode 3. He's, like, getting kind of blackmailed into helping this girl. Well, not blackmailed, but, like, he's helping this girl or whatever. And she's like a noble or whatever. She pulls out a coin, and he's like, you think I'm the kind of guy you can buy with money? And she's like, yeah. He's like, well, you're right. And he, like, bends over really goofy and picks it up. And then she, like, throws the next one, and he, like, barks like a dog. It's really funny. I was dying. But yeah. So if you like isekai, I would probably recommend this one if you have the brain poisoning like me. You know,
you've been drinking the lead.
Yeah, if you use lead-based paint, go ahead for it. Otherwise, probably not worth your time. Maybe if you like watching funny first episodes or like unique first episodes or whatever you want to say. But
do you want to watch someone get the shit beat out of him with a crowbar? You can watch the first episode.
I mean, yeah. It was funny because I was like, is he supposed to be dead? Because he, like, ties him back up. But I was like, he should be dead, though, right? Like,
by all means, yeah.
Like 5 times over the head with, like, a metal crowbar. Whatever. Anyone watching, what is the English name of this again? Fumetsu no Anatae, Season 2? To Your Eternity, yeah, that's what it's called.
I don't think it's even out yet, as of
is it now. Not? No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 0. Right, yeah.
I see. Well, okay, fair enough.
Big
I know people were saying that was a good show, so maybe I'll have to watch it at some point.
The first episode was good for season 1. That's about it.
Damn, really?
I don't have much else. I know people like more of it, but that was like the
see.
peak for me.
Okay. Hopefully no one's watching Uzaki-chan Season 2.
No.
Yeah, no.
We good.
Yeah. Now we got an isekai that I have way less
one
nice
of
things to say
the
about.
designed characters of all times.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I try to write like a little notes for like all the shows I watch, just like a couple like offhand comments. But I really couldn't think of anything. I wrote bruh for this one because I wasn't really. I don't know. I just felt like nothingness.
It just didn't look good, and it wasn't interesting. I don't know. Like it was like, wow, he's a sword. And
It's just
he's a sword. Okay.
It's just not worth the time.
This was one of those light novels when it came out that I feel like kind of started a trend in the really goofy, like, stupid concept isekai ones.
Like slime.
No, like a little bit past that, I think, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
But like, where it's like, like reincarnated as a vending machine and all that, like all the really goofy reincarnated ones. I feel like this was like the progenitor of that. I might have my timelines wrong, but I kind of expected this one to be like better. But it very much this was excruciating. Justin, you want to summarize the plot for me here?
Yeah, sure. Sword guy. Did they give him a name originally? I don't know if they did.
That's a really good question. No.
He's just called Shisho in the credits, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Sword guy dies, as you do with isekai. And he's reincarnated as a sword that has a voice that talks to him. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like a game engine. It seems like it.
It was.
Isekais are
unclear.
always, it's like high fantasy or it's like game engine. Those are usually the two you get. So
or some mix of both.
yeah,
Like-
a little.
Like Slime Isekai is a big mix of both, kind of, where it's like you've got the game engine stuff, but it also kind of feels like an actual fantasy world a little bit. Usually it's
Yeah.
like this definitely
There's
leans more
like
towards the game.
degrees. Whenever they have like actual menus that like show their stats and like those are when it's like I don't know.
Yeah, that's when it gets pretty honk shoe in my opinion.
True.
But yeah, continue.
Can't even think of an isekai that's had something like that I've been invested in. So
Yeah.
nothing,
Log
nothing really good, so-
Horizon, but that's kind of different.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I haven't.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, he's reincarnated as a sword. Entirely, he's just fucking CG most of the time too, which is pretty
Oh, yeah.
disgusting.
I
It's not good.
I actually purged that out of my mind. I forgot.
Like I felt like it could have been a lot more interesting than the sword can just fly and it is CG.
Also,
That's
his
how he
voice
travels.
is annoying, personally.
It is. It is
Oh,
quite
God.
annoying.
Yeah, really bold decision of them to make it about being reincarnated as a sword. It's like, whoa, imagine all the weird limitations you'd have as a sword. Yeah, well, you don't have those because you can fly and do whatever telekinetically.
Right. I thought something that was like a premise. I was like, okay, it could be kind of interesting. Is if he has no like ability to communicate with the person that uses him. I thought that could have actually been cool, but like I guess I don't know how interesting that'd be to watch. But
Yeah.
Instead, he can talk, and then he just like grinds a billion levels. So then when she gets there, he's like already stacked and can do everything for her. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it was
I think it would have been like a lot cooler for it to be like a gradual of like, oh, my sword seems more than I first thought, right? Like, oh, maybe like there are moments where it's somewhat sentient and they're like kind of suspicious, but instead it's just right away like, yeah, they could just speak to each other normally, and it's just like,
Yeah. I definitely thought it would play
like
more
why
on
make
the,
him a sword? Like I don't know, right? Like,
Yeah, he could have just been a character, and this would be effectively
right.
The
That's
same
exactly
show.
what I was saying. It was like it could have been interesting had he had more sword limitations, but they basically just remove all of those. So it's like, what's the point?
He gets stuck in the ground exactly once towards the end of episode 1, and it's like, haha, funny, he's there for a month, but like nothing, like it just like jump cuts, like
Yeah.
yeah, it was. I suppose to make an interesting story where it's like actually utilizing the differences of like, whoa, this really is, he's a sword, that would be so weird. You would have to kind of be a good writer, and this guy clearly is not. So like that would be hard to write, but this is
But
not
yeah,
hard to
I don't
write.
know. I had an idea of like how this could be executed, like somewhat like interestingly, and just wasn't that at all. So
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not really much else to say. I don't even. The main girl's like, it's a cat girl, I guess.
Yeah.
They're just like cat girls never evolve. I don't know what that's
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
How
not-
do they evolve?
This yeah, this one type of cat girl doesn't ever evolve, and she wants to be the one who can be the dude that evolve.
I want to evolve, man.
Yeah.
This is how the Pokemon feel when they keep them as like Pikachu and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, quit pressing B. You're pissing me off. This
The
was-
biggest whiplash I got was I didn't even watch the second episode. I started it. And I was like, "Why is he opening by the Akaboshi rockets, man?"
Oh, dude.
No.
That was... I forgot about that.
So far, their track record is high school a dead beggar, gate, yeah, and sword isekai, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really not doing good for themselves.
They got one really good one, so you know what? It's alright.
Yeah. I watched episode 2 just because I was curious to see what archetype of isekai, like, plot this would follow. And it just settled into, like, I'm going to protect the one character I found that I like kind of thing, and everything's going to happen around that, yada yada. And I was like, oh, okay. Honk shoe, honk shoe.
Yeah. Also, personally, I'm not really a fan of we only animate moments that are necessary to be animated. So.
Yeah, what did you,
Not a big fan of that animation style.
yeah,
so.
what did you expect?
And it's like I just find, I mean, maybe it's just a weird nitpick, but I just find like anytime isekais do shit where they like kill an enemy and it's just they turn into particles or they just vanish. It just feels so lazy. Like you don't
It's
even
so
want to animate blood. All right, man, sure.
Yeah. I remember...
It's like anything. Like I don't know.
Yeah, no. This studio has a very nice track record I'm seeing right now.
Oh my.
Yeesh. Yeah. But, yeah,
Wait, I
definitely...
watched Arcana Receive. I remember that, actually. I forgot about that. That's another volleyball show, but it's beach volleyball and nothing happens.
Oh, cool.
I'll give us a 3. I'm gonna drop it right now before I forget.
I give it a 2, but 3 is also fair.
I feel like 2 is like my 2s are really bad. I don't know if
Right,
I can
yeah,
do 2.
but this was like...
this is just like
Yeah, but this was like, there's... I don't know, at least for some of my, like, 3s, I'm like, you know, there's elements of this that are like, that's a thing that, like, if done in a different setting could be interesting. This has nothing. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
convinced me. I'll drop it to 2.
What is
I have nothing else to say about it, so we can move
Yeah,
on.
we got to get out
Third
of here.
season, really?
Third season of Welcome to the Demon School. I'm assuming nobody watched that. Did anyone watch the Urusei Yatsura remake?
I have.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see. You wanna talk about it a little bit or not?
So I can talk about it a little bit. It's only like
Yeah.
2 episodes right now. I've
Something
been
like that.
watching the original for a while because I wanted to get to the second movie, Beautiful Dreamer, because that's been praised to hell.
Everybody wants to
Yeah.
get to that one.
Yeah. So like I made it through the first 100 episodes. It was a struggle. I love the movie though. I absolutely love the movie.
I see.
So now I'm just watching this new version just for it. Like
I didn't realize it was necessary to watch like all of that. I thought you could watch
I think you
just
could
watch
watch
like the first movie and then the second movie. Is the payoff not as good, you'd say?
I like no matter how much I don't like the original, like I think I have Stockholm syndrome, but like I eventually appreciated like all the episodes I went through because the more of it you watch, the more you pick up. But it's not necessary. Like you said, you could watch movie 1 or like the first 10 or 30 episodes and still get all the context because you need to know the characters. That's about it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because I feel like this has been on my plan to watch forever, and I've just been meaning to watch it. And I'm interested in the movie because I have a lot of friends that I know.
Yeah,
Really like
it was amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. So like I'm excited to see how this new version takes on like some of my favorite episodes. So like one of my favorite episodes was like the second half of episode 10 of the original. So I wonder if they'll use it or not.
Also, you gotta watch everything by Mamoru Oshii. He's a god.
Yeah.
Is this show like a slice of life, or is there like
People
what
are
occurs
saying
in
that
it? Or is it
it
just comedy?
is the like origin for like the triangle romance. I don't know how much that
Yeah.
I don't know how much
I see,
that holds
okay.
weight, but like that's what people are saying.
It's relatively true. Yeah.
And
I would say.
another thing is the OP for this is good. It's also Yamashita, so the one that did Chainsaw Man, the Ranking Kings.
This dude's
Yeah,
everywhere.
he's everywhere.
Yeah. Actually,
He's everywhere.
that's crazy. Okay. I
Yeah,
probably
like,
won't.
give it a shot if you want, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not that big of a fan of it. So I'm just
Yeah, I
Right,
was only
yeah.
mildly interested, just because I mean I'm a dubbed by Cole. I'm the romance guy, but also I just
there's
have
actually
seen so much of
a
it
better
in
romance
media.
that we're gonna talk about later. So
Awesome.
We'll see
And
if
it's
it's the same one I watched. Hold on.
Is it the Otome game one? I know that one. Oh, yeah. 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 Did anyone but me watch Shinobi no Ittoki?
I went out of my way not to watch it. So.
I was going through here and I was like, shit, I probably gotta watch that. No one else.
I don't think I saw that.
Cole passing the torch. He's like, well,
Yeah, I watched this yesterday. I remembered like halfway through the first episode before it happened. I was like, oh, this is the show that had the Twitter clip. Okay.
the Twitter clip.
Yeah, the Twitter clip. So this is... It's really funny. The opening like minute of this is like a really cinematic. Like they've got like a movie filter on. It's like a samurai movie kind of thing, and then like it transitions. Bam! He's in a school. It's our main character guy. He looks like a generic main character guy in a generic school, and he's like, "Oh, sorry guys, I'd really like to go hang out. You know, we're good friends, but I can't. I've got all these extra classes and stuff." And it's like, "Oh, that sucks, man." And then he goes and he's doing gymnastics, and then he's got like he's learning different languages, I think, and he's like. It's like a rich person like boarding school kind of thing. It's not like actual boarding school, but it's like a program you would expect of like a rich heir kind of thing, where it's like they're just doing everything extracurricular and all these extra classes. And he's like, "Yeah, my mom's just really strict. Sorry." And how does it go? He goes there. He gets driven everywhere by a company or whatever. And it's like people know he's like. Not really rich. Well, they think he is rich. And he's like, no, we just own one food store or something like that. And like his mom is working at that food store. His dad's dead.
The
And
food
he's-
store, Casey's.
Yeah. And he's got and he's got his his dad's dead, and his uncle drives him around everywhere, or whatever, who also works at the food store or whatever. And he comes back the next day to the school, and it's like, whoa, he's got a love letter in his shoebox thing. And he meets the girl, and she's like really cute or whatever, asks him out, and he's like, no way, guys, no way. And so he accepts it, and they're gonna go on a date. And I forgot there was a part where it's like the first day he almost gets hit by a car like out of nowhere, and he does like a sick like runs up the wall and backflips over it. He's like, oh man, them gymnastic classes really hidden. Like,
was that the most optimal way to dodge a car?
Yeah. Well,
sounds like a little extra.
It was kind of like he was like on the sidewalk, and it was like there was like some stuff in front of him, kind of, and so he was kind of sandwiched in. So
I see.
It was kind of necessary. It's kind of necessary.
They should have gave Hachiman those classes.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, so he's a real athletic guy because he takes all those extra classes and stuff like that. And there's like a scene of like his gymnastics teacher like, I think you should keep doing it in high school. You know, I think you really got a shot at going pro or whatever kind of stuff. And he's like, I'll think about it. But he goes home after getting the love letter, and he's like, you know, Mom, I'm gonna skip my class on Sunday because I've got a school info thing I gotta go to or whatever. But he's like all really happy and giggly and stuff, and he's like, what can you do about it? And she's like, oh, did you get a girlfriend? And he's like, oh, no. And he's like, well, yeah. And she's like, oh, did you meet her at gymnastics or at like the store or like whatever? And he's like, no, she just gave me a letter randomly. I haven't talked to her. And she's like, well, I forbid it. Never mind. Like, she just like goes like drops it like all niceness. She's like, well, I forbid it entirely. And we're like, huh? And it's like, oh, something's up here. Something's up here. He's like, whatever. And he sneaks out and does it anyways. His uncle drives him to it. And she's like, they meet and he's like, well, what do you want to do? And she's like, oh, we can go back to my house. And he's like, oh, no way. And they go to her house, and it's getting kind of spicy, and it's like, oh man, what's gonna happen? And like, she takes her clothes off, and he's like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. You know, it's got to be a prank, right? Like, there's someone under the bed. And he looks under the bed, and there's a ninja under the bed. And she's like, you've discovered us. I see you didn't take my like, you didn't fall for it or whatever. And then they try to kill him.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so that's the Twitter clip. And his one class, he's got a childhood friend who's also with him in the first day or so, who follows him to and from school. She's got a ninja mask on, very stealthily. And she like throws a smoke bomb and dashes in and like gets him out, and then he gets in a car with a bunch of his like family and stuff and friends and whatnot from the store, and he's like, what's going on? And they're like, young master, don't worry, we're getting you out of here. And then their car gets crashed, and they have to fight, and he has to escape. And they're like, just run in this direction, try to stay in a populated area no matter what. And he runs in the direction, but he gets stuck in a secluded area at night, and he finds a cop on a bike, and he's like, oh, thank God, a cop. Okay, awesome. And he talks to the cop, and right as he's talking to the cop, and the cop's like, okay, I believe you. A ninja comes from behind and slits the guy's throat open. And he's like, what? And they all beat the shit out of him a little bit, and they tie him up. And it's like, oh no, he's kidnapped. This is so bad. And right before he is like about to get taken away, his uncle, who drives him to and from work or school and whatnot, shows up, and they're like, oh no, the demigod is here. Like, and he's like,
the demigod.
Yeah, the main character's name is Ittoki. I just remembered that. And he's like, yo, Ittoki, well, did you at least kiss her? Did you get anywhere at least? Like, and he's like, and then he just like super teleport fast, beats the shit out of all of them and saves him. And the end of that episode, they're like, yeah, you're actually the heir to this ninja clan or whatever, and we have like a store as a front or whatever, and you know, all the ninja clans have been at peace, but now this one ninja clan is trying to do bad stuff, and they're waging war, and that's why they tried to kidnap you, and so we have to do something about it. And the episode ends with like the bad ninja clan. There's one guy who's the new head of the clan or whatever, and new as in the other one died, and he's like his dad or something like that, I don't know. And he's like, we have to avenge him, we'll take them down, kind of thing. and I was dying the whole time because the main bad guy of the enemy ninja clan is Vlov's voice actor.
Oh.
From Melty
No.
and Tsukihime. Yeah, I was dying. It's like the same performance too. I was absolutely
He's a
dying.
good voice actor.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Suda Kenjiro.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my god.
He does all the fucking super deep voice people.
Yeah.
I love him.
I was just dying.
He did Jagal and was it
Yeah, and
God of High School?
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was really all I could think about the whole time was just like Vlav wing quotes from Melty Blood as he was talking. It was pretty funny. But yeah, that was the first episode, and it was kind of funny. It was kind of bad. I don't really recommend watching anymore. Maybe if you're bored, watch the first episode. But I thought it would be funny to explain, especially if you haven't seen the Twitter clip. You gotta, the Twitter clip.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
That's the whole point of the episode, apparently. I don't know. One of those shows that's just like funny concept. You can't make me watch more of it though. Like,
Yeah, this other 11 episodes are going to be terrible.
yeah. Yeah.
awesome?
It's like going into it. I remember the Twitter clip a couple minutes in, so I'm like, oh, it's that. I see now. And so it's like, oh, of course, that's why the mother's acting like, wait, you didn't meet her from school or something? Don't talk to her. Like, I forbid it, kind of thing. It's like, oh, she knows it's probably a kidnapping scheme or something. And his childhood friend just wears a ninja mask everywhere. That one's a little bit less subtle, I would say. I'm not really sure what the whole point of the front is if she's just going to do that, but yeah, it was kind of funny, I would say. Did someone watch Fuufu Ijou Koibito Miman?
Best romance of the season.
I watched this one too.
I thought about watching this, but I didn't actually get to it.
Just looking at this, I can't lie, like when you're scrolling through the charts, you're like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of like, you kind of judge things based on like the key art or whatever. Looking at this one, I was like, yep, that's a skipper. But I'm interested to hear it being good. Like,
There's a lot of pink-haired girls this season, and
yeah.
the premise for this series makes absolute no sense.
Yeah,
But-
that was definitely one of my things I was thinking about. I was like, who would require this for graduation? This is insane.
You have to put like two of the opposite, like a guy and a girl together, and they have to pretend to be married as high schoolers, and they can't go inside each other's rooms. Like it's crazy. But
I see.
I'm in love with it. I don't know why. It's probably because of the girl, but
Yeah, I see mandatory and couple, and I just think of Koito Uso.
Yeah. Love and Lies.
Yeah, I read that so long ago, and then it was like, whoa, they're making an anime. No chance I watched that.
Yeah.
Because the series was not very good.
Are you perchance a Gyaru fan? Is that what's going on here?
I'm not.
Me?
Okay.
I'm not.
You didn't watch this show, Cole. I'm not talking.
Yeah. I don't see a Gyaru.
Yeah, the pink hair girl is.
Oh,
I mean, it's not like the traditional, but
I
it's like,
see.
whatever.
I see.
I'm not, but
The way she acts.
I don't know. There's something about it. And like a lot of my like favorite like anime of the season is usually romance. So like this is like up there for just like the type that I like.
I see.
So I think it's more of a bias than anything. What about you? Like you've seen the episode, so like
Yeah, well, I watched 2 episodes. I don't know, like, I'm a little torn just because I can't say I'm a huge fan of the main character. Like, I think it is, like, it's pretty cute at times. I won't deny, but I just, like, the trope of just, like, everything that happens is just, like, it makes me blush. It's like, well, why would you do that when they're in a practical marriage and they're trying to earn points? It's
yeah,
like,
true.
I don't know.
see.
It just gets a little tiring. It's like, come on, man.
Right. Yeah.
But I think overall it's pretty cute, so I don't know.
I mean,
Studio mother.
yeah, like the production was good for the first 2 episodes. I hope it doesn't dip because once it starts dipping, like I'm gonna check out.
Yeah, I did. I think I mentioned Nicole. I was like, yeah, the show's actually it's pretty.
Yeah.
So,
This is a
looks good.
crazy studio.
Yeah, I mean, they did art for Rita, so like I've got high expectations for the studio, and the Uchu
Studio
Senkan
Mother,
Yamato.
right? Isn't Studio Mother? Didn't they do Komi, or is that someone?
No.
Olem.
They have. I'm looking at. They have exactly 5 shows.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of someone else, and I have no idea.
I see.
I know that Komi, the first core, got outsourced a lot, so maybe Studio Mother did a lot of those outsourcing.
I felt like the second core had to get outsourced.
Oh, did that get outsourced
probably
too?
dropped
Okay.
pretty bad in the second core, yeah. I don't know. And I remember watching that, and I was like, there were just some scenes that I'm like, how did this make it through production? Like, this is actually, like, noticeably bad. Kind of insane, but that's, a side tangent. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like, if you like romance, you'll probably enjoy it. I mean, it's just like, it's just a romance show, man. I don't know.
That's about it.
That's crazy.
Right.
You think about that about the animation for Komi-san, because that's exactly what I thought about some of those chapters I read when I read like 100 or so. I'm like, how did he think this was like a good chapter?
Yeah, I mean, Komi-san's definitely like hit or miss in a lot of spots, I
Yeah.
think, so.
Classic.
But overall, I do like it.
I like the guy that's like, he just wants to have friends.
Yeah,
The big scary guy.
Kita Mirai, that's my goat. The fucking big blonde guy. I love him.
It's always the blonde guys.
Dude, they're always the best characters. I don't know what you want from me.
Oh, I
Chad,
forgot
and then there's the girl that tries to like kidnap him, and it's like, what is happening? This show is so
Yeah.
everywhere.
That girl's horrible. She's the worst character. Fucking Abomination.
I forgot to say in speaking of blonde guys, in the Eminence and Shadow, in episode 3, when he goes to the school or whatever, he's like, I had to acquire 2 friends from like not standout people, and it's like one blonde guy who's pretty tall and kind of Chad looking. Actually, I thought he looked kind of cool for like being like, these are my friends who don't stand out.
Chad looking.
And one like really short, goofy looking guy, but the blonde haired guy, he had Sora's voice actor, and so I was dying the whole time.
Kirito.
So it was
The same guy.
Is it
Yeah, Kirito. Pretty sure that's who is the voice actor for Sora.
really?
Because it's also the voice actor who does Betelgeuse in ReZero, and I know he also voices
Hey,
Kirito.
he must know more than he must have fucking diverse range.
He's got a range, man.
I was gonna.
He's quite good.
That's crazy because he's doing the exact Sora voice for this one. Like it's
I gotta look this up now. Hold
it's
on.
exactly the same.
What's the name of the character?
I can
Do
probably
you
find it.
remember? Is it Griffey, that dude, or Gally? What are the?
Hold on. I'm trying to think, man. Gally, yeah, Gally. Matsuoka Yoshitsugu.
Let's see.
I didn't actually look into it, but
Yeah, it's also Vash's voice actor, I think, too. So, or maybe that's what I was.
He does Teruki. That's funny.
Sora, are you sure? Wait, are you sure this is the right?
Dude,
Oh, yeah, he
it
does
had
Kirito
to
in the
be.
movie.
He does Kirito in the movie. Okay,
You
there
scrolled
you go.
past it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
do
there
know
you go.
life Sora.
Okay, good.
He's Betelgeuse.
Sora Online Progressive Movie. Yeah, Kirito. There you go. Yeah, I was dying because it's just the exact Sora delivery. So it was really funny, especially because when he's like dating that girl as a cover or whatever, they're like, "Well, how far did you get with her?" And he's doing all the goofy shit. I'm like, this is just a Sora scene, like out of context. But yeah, it was pretty funny. For the next show, hopefully I'm the only one who watched this, the Otome game show.
I told you, I said I'm not watching another Otome game show this season. You're like, I got you.
I swear to God, they have to do one of these every season now. They're reincarnated as an
One
Otome
Isekai or more and one Otome game show. That's
Yep.
what we need every season.
This one specifically is I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. Let me give you the exposition for the series and the entire concept as quickly as it is given out in the show, basically. She's dying in the hospital or something. She plays an Otome game constantly. She's reincarnated as the main bad girl from the Otome game, who is like, she's dating the main guy that the protagonist wants to date. And we're right at the scene where she gets dumped for the would-be protagonist. And she's like, oh, this sucks. And then she's like, oh, wait, I just remembered. If the bad ending happens in this Otome game, then the character I am dies for no reason. So she's like, well, I gotta prevent that from happening. And the way it happens is the bad ending happens if the Demon Lord, who is the half-brother of the main character Guy, who's like the female lead's romantic interest or whatever, if the demon lord, who's his half brother, like gets treated too badly or something, or like gets shunned too hard. He's already shunned because he's like got demon blood or whatever. But like if he's treated too badly, he turns into a dragon and tries to end the world. And when he does that, he kills her. And so
Gavin's always telling me that too. He's got demon blood or something.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I do have.
You got the dog in you.
Got the dog in him.
So she's like, how do I prevent this? I don't know. I'm just gonna go to the castle and figure this out. So she goes to the castle where the demon lord guy is at, and she's like, walking through it. There's a bunch of crows, and they're like, "Brah, brah, go home." And she's like, "Shut up! I'm not gonna go home till I talk to him. Fuck off." And they're like, "Oh, okay, my bad, bro." She gets there. She's like, "Knock, knock, knock, knock. Who want to let me in? Hello?" And the demon lord guy like jump scares her behind her, and she's like, "Oh my god, he's so pretty," because he's really pretty looking. He's this main black haired guy.
Giga Chad.
Yeah, and she's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Why would a human be here?" And she's like, "I have a proposition for you. You should marry me." And he's like, "Huh?" And when he I forget what phrase he uses for his surprise, but he's surprised. At the same moment, like a lightning bolt strikes down on a tree, and she passes out. And it's like, oh man, he's fucking mad. He's gonna kill her. But actually, he was just surprised. He's not really mad necessarily. Like, oh, maybe, shoot, I don't know. And the whole episode is just like her being like, no, but really. And he's like, oh, so this is a trick then, okay. And she's like, no, just and yeah, that the whole episode is going back and forth on that. Toward the end of the episode, it's like a little demon cub, Fenrir, little doggy, gets trapped at the school, and there's like a non-aggression pact between the demons and the humans. But it gets caught in a bear trap or some stupid shit on the school grounds, which is just there. And there's like 4 guys there who are like, we're gonna kill it, and then we'll become demon slayers. Hey, that's awesome. And she goes and she saves it, and he's like, oh my god, you did such a good thing. And it's like, whoa, he's really warming up to her. And they're flying away in a magical chariot ride or whatever on the way back. And he's like, why, but why me, kind of thing like this. And he's like, or she's like, well, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. And he's like, no, really, tell me. And she explains it to him, and he says, oh, so you're making fun of me, and dissolves the carriage, and they fall out of the sky, and she like almost dies, but he catches her at the last second. Yeah, it's just a romance kind of thing like that with that premise. It's very, very goofy. I would also say very not good for the most part. It doesn't look bad overall. Honestly, the character models look pretty good, but like the floating ride thing is like, I think it was CG. It looked really bad. It was yeah, it's really goofy. This has like a kind of comedy, like you want to call it like a straight man and the dumb guy kind of gag thing, but it's kind of not that. I don't know. It's really weird. Would not recommend, I would say.
Shocking.
Yeah, shocking. We can move on from that then. How about Yuusha party was so sareta beast tamer. It's like there's so many words in this title.
Beast Tamer.
Beast Tamer.
Beast tamer Ryan.
Is this the one that's about Rakugo?
About who?
There's one which is like a chick that's like a beast that like needs to learn Rakugo, like the art form of Rakugo. I don't know if it's this one. I haven't seen
What
it.
the
I don't think it's this one. I did watch 2 episodes
That
of
sounds
this today.
That sounds funny. No, this is the beast tamer who got kicked out from his party meets a cat girl from the superior race. a time honored classic, you know. These titles get stupider. They get stupider every time.
They do.
Like-
I did watch 2 episodes of this, so
Okay, well go ahead, give me the spiel here.
yeah, it's just another like I swear they did this exact premise already, where it's like they get kicked out of the hero's party because
Yeah, I watched that one.
the hero party's mean and they think they're useless, but really they're not.
Dang.
But this is just like unbelievable. Like how dumb they write the hero party characters. It's like this guy, he's a beastmaster, right? Beast tamer, whatever. So he can literally just tame like any animal he finds and just make him do like complicated stuff.
Oh yeah, and, that could never be useful.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, he does like all of our scouting and like gets all the food for us, but he's pretty useless in combat, so I think we should kick him out. I was like, what? In what world, man?
I'm just comparing that in my head to like Gisu from MT, where it's like he's completely useless in combat.
No, literally, yeah.
But he does everything else, and they're like, yeah, he's like the most important one sometimes. Like, but
much.
But this show's just like, nah, I can't really think of a niche for him. Like.
But yeah, so then he gets kicked out, and he's like, well, that sucks. I thought they were my friends or whatever.
Damn, fake friends. It really is like high school.
He's like, well, I guess I'll become an adventurer. So he does, joins a guild, and then he finds the cat girl in the main one. She's like from a superior race, they call it, or something.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
I might not be the exact words. I don't remember.
Well, it's a superior race in the title. I'm just like, why would? Okay.
And the thing is, she's just like super strong for whatever reason. I don't know.
Okay. It's a superior race. I'm
so
built differently.
Yeah, he makes a contract with her, and then he gets her strength also, I guess, when he's contracted with her.
Okay, yeah. I'm just really struggling to think of any use for this power. Like,
well, so I guess they explain it a little more in the second episode. They're like, yeah, most beast tamers are like, they only can tame one animal at a time.
Wow.
And it's like, no one could make a contract with like these races normally. So I guess he is special, but it's like, I don't know, man. I guess like maybe if they had that premonition that like beast tamers are just mostly useless, but like they see him do it. They see him have like 4 bears following him around. I was like, how could you think this isn't useful, man?
Yeah, like they're like, oh, he's an exception. Still not good enough, though.
Well, yeah, because then it's like to the hero party and they're struggling because it's like, oh, they have to show, they made a bad decision, and they have like another beast tamer filling guy, and they're like, you're lying. You can tame more than one animal. It's like, no, he's like, you guys are crazy. That's what most beast tamers. They can only tame one animal at a time. And they're like,
how can you be like a hero party and not know how they work?
I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's stupid, but I get the feeling it's just slowly turning into fucking Shield Hero 2 with the party, where it's just be like all these weird miscellaneous girl characters start following him around because he makes contracts or whatever.
Of course. So you're thinking like light 9, strong 8?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Just like, yeah, I don't know. The premise is just stupid.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think the Beast Tamer, it's a cool power. I've always been a fan of that.
Yeah.
They have really cute rabbits in this show, so that was awesome.
That is
We tamed like 8 of them, and they were like hanging around on them and stuff.
Nice,
That's pretty cute. They you wouldn't know that. You haven't got to season 2 or 0, but that's fine.
I see. Okay. So next we've got. I love when I can't tell the title by looking at it. I've somehow gotten stronger when I improved my farm-related skills.
This would be in Stardew Valley. I can't lie.
Did anyone watch this?
Yeah, Shamu got us.
No, this is not for me. This is not for me.
You got the wrong guy.
I never beat Stardew Valley. This is not it.
Oh my god.
Not a Farmville gamer.
This is the guy you brought on my podcast, Cole? Come on.
I think this title is funnier than anything that could happen in this show.
Pretty funny.
It raises a lot of questions. How is he getting stronger? Like, is his forearms getting stronger? Is that what it is? Like,
no, it's probably just really stupidly like through a menu. Like it's probably like beep 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 beep. Oh my god, my points.
I would imagine using a hoe. I mean, that'd make you stronger. It's hard work tilling a field.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
I don't know outside that. I got nothing.
You watch the show and he actually has like a fucking like next gen tiller and it just does it for just
run the automatic tractor Farmer Planter 9000.
What about Bocchi the Rock? Did anyone watch this?
I have, yes. This is so far anime of the season for me.
Ooh,
oh, really?
Okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So go ahead. Do you want to give me a little
It
spiel?
is
Take the stage.
introverted girl, likes rock, wants to form a band. That is the premise.
I see. I like that.
If you like K-On!,
There's a 4
I'm sure
coma.
you'll like
Whoa,
it.
okay.
If any of you guys watched Sunny Boy last summer,
I have not.
I've been meaning to.
one of the episode directors for my favorite episode is the director for this series, and he has
Wow.
been crushing it, just back to back to
I
back
see.
so far.
I see. I know Rogel has been on my timeline all the time, going ham about.
Yeah. He watched
incredible,
it pretty
so-
recently, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So this sounds very good then.
Like-
Oh wait, 2 episodes.
Visuals.
What's that?
Peak.
Never mind. Just go ahead.
It's great. I say give the first episode a shot. Like if you vibe with it, like I think I don't think the production will go down. It's really strong. So.
Okay.
So if you're a band show enthusiast,
See,
you'll
the
probably
thing is,
like
I don't like K-On!, but I love this.
Really?
it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Huh.
I assume it's like more serious than K-On!
No,
maybe?
it's not.
No?
But it's like a different
Is it-
kind of like like I'm laughing every episode. Like this humor hits, like
Okay,
it
okay.
works for me, and like the production quality is so much higher. For me, like K-On!, like I like Yamada as a director, but only her movies. Like for some reason, I can't vibe with her like TV series that she's
I
done.
see.
So it was more of like a best fit type of thing.
I see. Interesting. Well, I mean, shit, I gotta watch this then.
Yes, most definitely.
It sounds-
Give the first
sounds
episode
very
a
good.
shot.
It does have an 8.25. So
Yeah, that is quite high
pretty
for
high.
this far on the popularity list.
I was laughing at episodes because the first one was Lonely Rolling Bocchi, and I was thinking of Katamari.
Yeah. Katamari got some
You are my
bangers.
rolling star.
Awesome. Okay, well, I mean, shit. I think definitely.
I hope it
gotta
continues,
watch.
and so like everything I say like will actually hold
Right,
weight,
yeah.
like as the end of the season. But like right now, like it's almost like I think about it like every Saturday because it comes out on Saturday.
Otherwise, you're a fraud.
exactly.
And you're liars.
I mean, I've been wrong many times, and that's like
yeah.
that is the way of seasonals and just ongoing series, right? Like,
I mean, it's so hard to know if an anime will keep up quality because sometimes you just like, how did this drop so bad so quick? Like it's
Sometimes
just
those
insane.
seasonals really jump scare you. It's crazy.
yeah, we come back to it every time, every season.
Golden Kamuy 4th season. I haven't watched that, but
Yeah,
here
me
it's
either.
here it's
Same.
pretty cool. We got Do It Yourself though.
I did like this one. This one was very cute.
I
And
also loved this one.
Do It Yourself with the main character Yua Serafu is actually.
Yeah,
I think you also said it, but I also thought it when I watched it. You said it was like a bravely default level of pun.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's so funny.
Yua Serufu. Yeah.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! I just realized. that.
Yeah.
I thought it was
It's
cute.
really funny. I really love the art style of this.
I was gonna
What's
say,
that?
I just looked at the character. I like him.
It's she,
She,
but
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it is a she. Never mind.
Yeah, it's all female cast.
he
They go
doesn't
to
like
all
her
female
anymore?
school.
Watching Bubba.
Yeah, I thought it was cute, and I did think it was funny and like kind of weird how like her neighbor is like her childhood best friend, and like Yua didn't like make it into like the better school because she's just like she kind of is like clumsy, sleeps around a lot, is just like kind of just vibing at all times, and has like no real like motivation, and like the other girl's like. She's like, you're too stupid, you didn't make it, and she's like super pissed at her for like the
Yeah, she's
entire
so mad.
episode. Every time
She's-
she's like, you want to have tea, and she's like, no, you idiot, or something.
Yeah. She is just
God
seething
damn.
constantly. Her name is Miku, which is funny.
Yeah,
But she just calls her Pudding all the time, and she gets mad at that, so that's pretty funny. Yeah, it's just about like a DIY club in the school, and more people are getting sucked into it. I absolutely love it so far.
Could you explain to me the third character on that list? Why do they name that?
Third character on the list. Hold on. I don't. From what I have seen, she has not. She was
Episode 3.
at the. Yeah, she was at the end of the episode 2, so I have not
Okay.
seen it yet. But yeah.
Like, why is it Queen Elizabeth there? Fucking-
Yeah, I don't know.
okay, carry on.
But yeah, I also really like about the character designs in this. They all have like the one color on their hair, but like then the back of their hair is like a different like contrasting color, and they all fit really well. And I really
like
that.
the main character's design. I think she looks
The main character has such a good design.
notable.
Yeah, she's really cute. Yeah, the show was absolute treat to watch. I am quite enjoying it.
Now
Yeah.
go ahead, Cole. Finish Aren, son. We waiting.
Shit. I mean, you know, one of these days.
Yeah, I give it.
Yeah. It is very funny seeing like the main character be this like really, really clumsy girl, and it's like, yeah, now we're doing DIY club stuff. So it's like the joke is every single day she goes to the nurse's office for some reason. It's pretty funny. She's just
she's like super clumsy, and she just hands her she's like, all right, now drill this hole for me. Put this.
I see
screw
why
in.
Gavin
Like,
likes this show now. He got the self-insert character.
Yeah, well, we'll see if she breaks her ankle on a skateboard or something.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you watch this too then, Shamu?
I watched up to episode 3, but I ended up dropping it just because, like, I enjoy it, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. Like, the first episode was really good, and then
I see.
they said do it to yourself, like one too many times, and I was just turned off on it. Like, I was just like, bro, we're doing the same joke over and over again. Please, like,
You know what? I feel that.
I was gonna do it myself already. Stop.
exactly. Like, all right, I'm gonna go make a bench real quick. Like, let me come back to you later.
Do it yourself.
But it's cute.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, and definitely like, there's only so many like slow slice of life shows you can watch at one point, kind of thing. Where it's like,
I think it would be
even if
better
they're
on a
all
binge,
like decent.
to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. I would probably also agree.
These shows are definitely something like week by week is like it depends on. I don't know. This is like it depends on the mood. Like what I like. Sometimes I'll just chill and zone out and watch it, and I'm like, yeah, this is nice and chill. But like sometimes I'm like, man, this is getting a little boring. I want to do something actually.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it if you have any tolerance whatsoever for cute girl shows, slice of life, whatever you want to call it. Big fan. Cool art style. For the next show, baby.
This show was
This
insane.
was wild.
Okay, you did watch it. Yeah, okay. I saw the Twitter clip of the first episode, unfortunately, before I watched it, so it wasn't.
I had no idea.
Yeah, but I mean, this is who. Justin, you want to talk about this then?
Yeah, I mean, Cole was like, I saw this show on the list. I was like, oh, it's good. You know, it's like a Maid War. Like, oh, they're friendly business competition. Mm-hmm. The show opens cold open the first 2 minutes. This bitch gets out the limousine, gets capped in the damn head.
Yeah, you're gonna love too how it was like random girl in a maid outfit, and she's like freaking the fuck out. She's like, I mean, and shoots her like.
I was like, what?
Yeah,
I couldn't believe what I just saw, to be honest.
and it was like
I was
what?
like, did
It was
Quentin
like
Tarantino write this? What happened?
no, there's not enough feet for that.
Not yet. Hold on, we're only 2 episodes in.
I think there's 3 out now, but yeah, I've only seen 2. Yeah, and the date was like, it was like 1985 in that cold open too, and like I think this takes place 1999. It said something
I
like
don't
that.
remember.
So, like-
yeah, I think that's what, like, it's set in 1999.
Yeah. I'm now seeing on the background section the word Meido is a play on words where the kanji means underworld and is pronounced the same as maid in Japanese. Ah, I see. Anyways, continue, Justin.
Yeah, so I mean, she gets shot in the damn head. Like, it dies immediately. I'm like, okay, well, that's definitely a cold open. And then our main girl here, Nagayomi, or Nagomi, I don't remember how they pronounce it specifically, but
Yeah, absolute fucking buffoon.
she shows up, and you know, as most people, they're like, my dream, I want to be a maid.
Yeah, that's what I think pretty much every day.
It's a goal to aspire for many people. And she goes to I don't even know why she chooses this maid cafe specifically, if there was a reason, or it's just like, they're hiring. That could have been why. I don't know.
Right.
Tone Tokatone. Weird name.
Yeah.
Commonly, it says commonly known as Butagoya Pig Hut. Awesome.
Yeah. Of course, it's a maid cafe, and like all the ones here are like based off of animals, right?
Yeah, because they're part of the animal clan, right? The Yakuza, it's like divisions of Yakuza, I suppose, is the idea there.
I guess, huh?
It's like families, basically. From what I could tell. I played a couple of Yakuza games.
So, suffice to say you're an expert.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of an expert.
Okay.
So she shows up, and this Ranko girl, I guess it's probably the protagonist. I assume they're both protagonists.
Yeah, something like that. And she's in the cold open, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. She's the one who has her friend, boss,
Master.
get
Her
shot in
boss
front of
or
her.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. They
Bucho.
both show up at the same time. She's like 30 something.
Yeah, she's 35.
In Japan, that's like kind of crazy old for them, I guess. But
Yeah, for like maid stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they both get jobs, and the day's going, whatever. She's messing up everything.
Yeah, I like the dynamic of the main character girl. She's like absolute fucking idiot, can't do anything right, and then like the 35-year-old chick who joins is like stoic, like she's like
No emotion.
no emotion, does as directed at all times. Yeah, very funny duo.
The other two maid girls that work there. One of them's like, don't mess with my regulars or whatever.
Yeah, she's like the idol kind of one where it's like they're really coming for her. She's like the unique one.
The debt collector guy who I was trying to figure out where I knew his voice from because it was super familiar. But who was it? Looking through his past roles, I don't know if maybe I was just hallucinating. But
Uchiyama Koki.
IQ characters. I don't watch that show. Can't be that one. What was it, man?
Yep.
I don't know.
He's
Either way,
he's Inumaki in Jujutsu Kaisen.
But he barely
I
talks.
watched that. So
Yeah.
Makarasu. No.
He's Park. What's his name from God of High School?
Oh yeah, that could be where I recognize it from. Fucking Park Mujin or whatever.
Park
I don't
Il-pyo, whatever.
Oh, sorry, Park Il-pyo.
Anyways.
Yeah, so he comes and he's like, "Where's your protection money?" So it's very, very obviously, Yakuza influence.
Yeah.
So like, sorry, I don't have it. Whatever. So he's like, "Well, there's something else you can do." I don't really understand how delivering this letter, like,
Yeah.
makes up for their funds, like what the idea was there, because it's just a letter that says like, "You guys are disgusting, you fucking losers."
I think the idea was like they were supposed to go fuck up their business a little bit, kind of. But
I guess, but it's just a letter. Like I don't know. It didn't really make sense.
I don't really know.
So they deliver it, and then the girl just starts slapping the main girl because they walk in on her cutting someone's hair off for some reason.
Right? Yeah. Because it's like the Yakuza like, oh, I gotta cut off
Cutting
the
a finger,
pinky.
yeah,
Gotta cut off
yeah.
the finger.
But
it's like
she just walks in, gets slapped in the face twice, and then Reko just caps her, just shoots her in the damn head again through a paper bag.
Dude, that shit. That was
And
crazy.
then 4 separate times the scene of just blood spurting out of the girl's head onto the main girl.
While there's like some idol music playing, like
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it's just standing there. It's just like,
What the
what's
hell?
going on? And then there's like a whole fight. The whole like the music, the
It was good.
like direction there was pretty cool. With like
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
felt very, I don't know, kind of felt DMC inspired to be honest.
Yeah.
Something weird that happened in there, but yeah. So she just kills like an entire maid cafe worth of maids.
Absolutely.
They were like rabbits
So
or
the
something,
main
right?
girl is just fucking traumatized. She's like, "What the hell did I get myself into?"
Yeah. I mean,
Uh.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Honestly, pretty entertaining. I think I will watch more of this just because I want to see where it goes.
Yeah, it's
Because like the second episode, it's like another gambling, like another trade, like Yakuza underground gambling shit. So
yeah, it's definitely like I explained it to Gavin, like trying to not spoil it super hard, like as like a what do you call it, like crime syndicate thing through the guise of like maid cafes, right? Which is a super stupid fucking combination, but it's pretty interesting. It seems pretty well like directed and everything. I'm quite enjoying it. So I think definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I think like the juxtaposition is cool. I don't know. I guess did they really just choose Maid because of the play on words? Is that the reason?
I mean, I guess,
You have to
man.
wonder. He was in the writing room. It was like 9 p.m. He's like, I got it.
Dude, they love their puns. I don't know.
Maid though.
That's absolutely goofy. Yeah, this is definitely like a show like people are talking about a good bit. It's way less popular than a lot of stuff, but like I've definitely seen a lot of people being like, "What the fuck is this?" on Twitter and whatnot.
Yeah,
so.
especially with the first episode. I only got into it
To me-
because the blonde chick, the blonde maid,
Yeah, the Garu.
yeah, the voice actor for that is Phosphophyllite from Hoseki, and I'll watch
Oh, I
basically
see.
anything that Tomoyo Kurosawa is in. So like I like got into it. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure, like why not? Did not expect any like completely like I had no context.
Yeah, I got blindsided too. Cole's just like, hey, you should watch this.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, no, pretty sick show.
She voices Ulti in One Piece. That's cool. Awesome.
We got. So I would recommend that. We got after this. We got Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury. This was also a thing making waves on Twitter. So it's
I
pretty
watched
gay.
this.
Yeah.
Did you watch it, Sean?
No, I've only seen the first movie for Gundam, like the
Oh,
OG,
okay.
and I read
I don't
Origin,
think-
so like I haven't touched any other Gundam like.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are Gundam heads at all.
I've
seen-
never consumed a piece of Gundam media in my
Yeah,
life.
the closest I've got is the Gundam Overwatch clone. So
Oh, shit. What?
that's a thing that came out like a couple weeks ago.
Holy hell!
Gundam Evolution's free to play on Steam. It's
I did watch this show though. It's
goofy. Yeah, Gavin watches. Gavin, you wanna?
The main girl is from Mercury, which like I'm not entirely sure where they are right now. But like if you're from Mercury, they're like I think she's the only one. They're like she's kind of weird. Like just kind of treated as like a little lesser. Like she's like why are you here? And then like there's also people from Earth, which they call Earthians, and they're like you should keep your like. There's one part where one of the main girl gets in trouble, and random girl's like, when is she coming back? And he's like, you Earthians should like stay out of this, and like you should focus on your studies. Don't butt your nose in this.
Oh hell!
And she's like, oh okay. It's just like
Why?
very random.
Why does every like show that takes place in space like always just have planets as like you're from that
Like,
planet?
that's the
Whoa,
base.
what's over
like,
there?
yeah.
Yeah.
With this show, they like everything they do is like they decide everything by dueling with their like mechs. And the one girl she meets that like kind of helps her and she helps her back is like she's engaged to the top like duelist at the school, and she's like, why are you engaged to him if you hate him? And she's like, they don't really explain it to her, and then she just like learns randomly that like he just won her because like her dad like runs everything, and like by winning a duel with her she like is like engaged to him now, and like they're gonna get married. And it's like
What? The...
okay.
Okay.
So the Mercury girl is like, well, I should save her, so she goes to duel him, and then like beats the shit out of him with her mech she calls like Ariel, and she's like, I love Ariel, he's the best ever. And then like they're like, what the fuck, how did this happen? And the officials like higher up just like be like, oh, she was they all fly, and they're like, nope, she's using a Gundam, which is like banned technology from like the past that they like
Oh, what the
basically
fuck?
had all like destroyed. Like, nope, she used a Gundam, it doesn't count, like even though it's like not really even a Gundam, it's just like a good mech. And it's like,
I see.
okay, because like they just didn't want the guy to like, because it would look bad for the
Right.
other guys. Like his dad also runs stuff, so like it would look bad, like you're gonna ruin our reputation. Like there's a scene with him and his dad, and he's like, you fucking idiot, I'll save you this once, but never let this happen again. And he's like, my bad. And then like they just like lock the girl up, and they're like, nope, you're using a mech. And like the second episode is like dealing with that, and like the one girl that's engaged, she really wants to go to Earth because she likes gardening, and so like she's like had multiple escape attempts. Like they first meet when Mercury is like flying there, and she's like, the girl is just like in the middle of space, like just in a spacesuit, just like floating, and she just like reports it, and she's like, "You bastard! How could you report that? I was finally going to escape." And it's like, what?
What?
So like, a lady comes to like save her. She's like, we can get you out of here if you want. Just let me know. And like the whole episode is just like setting that up, and like the girls and like being interrogated, and there's like meetings happening over whether or not it's a Gundam or not, and it's just like it's a little too slow and not like a very interesting point to go off of. Like it's kind of just like mysterious without like, I don't know, keeping your attention. So it kind of lost me there. I don't think I'll watch anymore.
I see.
But it was a weird first episode.
I mean, I saw the signs. Is it true that Gundam makes them gay?
Gundam is gay?
It's like kind of gay. I don't know. I didn't really get that. Like it didn't feel that like.
I see.
I mean, the
focused
fan art
on, like, the
says otherwise,
relationships.
but you know, we can't.
Yeah,
rely
the fan
on
art
it
definitely says
otherwise.
otherwise, but I didn't feel like. I don't know. They don't. Like Mercury likes her. She's like wants to be her friend. With the other girl is kind of just like, I just want to go to Earth.
I see.
I
Doesn't
know
really
that
interact with her very
with
much.
this show that there was a prologue episode as well. I'm not sure if you got a chance to watch that.
I did not watch the prologue episode. I didn't even know that was a thing actually.
Interesting.
Like, I don't know how much it like ties in with it, but I know it released before the first
Interesting.
episode came
I
out.
wonder what that entails. Maybe it's a little backstory.
Maybe.
Because they don't really talk much about her like life before coming to the school. I don't know. It was a weird show. The first episode was kind of interesting, but the second episode was a little too exposition dumped, like not very entertaining.
I see.
It's got a high rating though.
Yeah, it
That
does.
is pretty high.
You know, people like it, I guess.
It might get more interesting. I'm not really sure, but
Yeah. Kind of wait and see,
yeah.
but not exactly trying to wait. What the Concole thing that hasn't aired yet? Yeah. Kokyu no Karasu. Did anyone watch this? Probably not.
What now?
Kokyu no Karasu. Raven of the Inner Palace.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, me either. Renai Flops. Did anyone watch this?
This is made by Passion. It can't be good.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No.
I love how the etchy tags are in like
Red.
red.
Yeah.
It's literally a red flag.
It's a warning.
Well, shit. I mean, what's the next thing someone's watched on here? How far are we scrolling down here?
I feel like the only show left is your show, Cole.
I watched. Wait, go back.
Oh, I did watch
I
some
watched
of
the-
Berserk, but
Oh, I see.
I watched Cool Doji Danshi.
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched the first episode because that's all. I think that's all that's out right now.
They are handsome guys who are cool.
It's 11-minute episodes. It's an 11-minute episode, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll give it a try. And then it was kind of, it's just a guy. It's mainly about one guy right now, and like just like random parts where he like goes up to like the register or whatever to buy some like tea or something, and he like hands them his wallet, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm an idiot," but he like plays it cool, like very like melancholic, just like, "Oh, okay," and then hands the tea, and the register lady is like, "Whoa, he like played that off really well. That was like kind of sick, actually." And there's one where he's at like
This is a Jordan show. You gotta hook.
he's
her up.
at like a party with a bunch of people, and he's like not really a party type at all, and like some girl sits next to him, and he's like they're like talking, and then like he does something kind of goofy, or she's wearing one of those shirts where it's like I forget what they're called, but like the shoulder tops are cut off. It like goes along the bicep kind of.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, your shoulder sleeves are kind of falling off," and she's like, "No, that's just how it is." And he's like, "Oh, well, you don't catch it." He's like, "Well, don't catch a cold then."
I gotta check this out
Like,
then.
The way they
That's
put it
good.
off was like it was pretty funny, and like the girl was like, "Well, he's so cute actually. What the fuck?"
Oh man, that's funny.
And there's another one where he goes to buy some, like, I don't know, I couldn't tell what it was. It's like a yogurt type of thing. And he's just, like, forgot his wallet. And the lady there's like, oh, I feel so bad for him. And then she hands him, like, a flyer for, like, a coupon for, like, it's like a small animal cafe thing or something like that.
Oh.
It's got a bunch of little cute animals. And he's like, oh, okay. Thank you. And then just leaves. And she's like, I wonder if I handed him something he didn't like. I feel kind of bad he forgot his wallet. And then he goes outside and he's like, thank God I forgot that wallet. Like, maybe she wouldn't have given this to me otherwise. This is the greatest thing of all time. I'm going to go every day. And then he's like talking about, he's like, I'd feel kind of bad though, because he's got like two little small animal creature pets. You can't even tell what they are. And they're kind of cute. He's like, I don't want to be unfaithful.
I mean, this sounds awesome.
And that's about it, because it's only like 11 minutes. But it was cute. I liked it. I'll probably keep watching it.
Yeah, this sounds pretty hilarious, honestly.
I assume the other episodes will be more about like the other guys.
Right, yeah. Who's the main one? Is it the black haired or
bottom left was the...
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. You do interact with the blonde guy once, because he like... It's like after... I think it's after he hands his wallet instead of the tea. He's like at a stop light, and the blonde guy's like got earbuds in, and he's like jogging, and the other guy just like forgot to press the button to like stop the traffic. So the guy just reaches past him and presses it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he just says, "It's fine." Or it's like S apostrophe fine. He's got like a little bit of an accent on that. He's like, "Whoa, I'm an idiot."
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I definitely want to watch this now.
I enjoyed it. It was fun to watch.
Goofy ass show. Shamu, you said you were watching the Berserk, like the Memorial Edition thing.
I've never seen the films.
Right, yeah,
this
I
is
haven't
like
either,
my
actually.
first, like, I guess like introduction to it. I will say, like, for anyone that doesn't know about Berserk at all, you should not start with this. Because the second episode is literally like a 4-minute AMV that spoils the entire arc.
Whoa. What the fuck?
Yeah, I've read the series, and like I watched the 97 version like right before I started watching this. So like I know what happens, but like if someone doesn't know anything, like this will flat out just spoil everything like right up front.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
I think we've all read it, right?
Yeah.
We were planning on doing a podcast, but we'll get around to it.
Yeah, on the request of that one guy in the comments. Michael. Yeah. Definitely just read it. Like
Yeah, for sure.
They are adding like new scenes to it, and like
right, yeah.
So like obviously since I haven't seen the films, I don't know what they're gonna add, but like it's paced pretty well so far, I guess.
Okay.
I'm just vibing with it, to be honest. Like,
I feel like if you've watched Berserk or read it, I mean, it could just be fun to like just watch to see some stuff. So
definitely, yeah. And I've heard those movies are pretty solid, so this can't be.
I always confused the films with the other like super CG. Like I thought it was the films that were bad. So like when I started watching, I was like, oh, it's not that bad. But then I realized like, oh, like there's another entry.
Yeah,
like, I should probably avoid.
2016. Oh man. What a show they made. Is the last thing we have on here the thing I watched now?
I guess so.
Go ahead, Cole. Okay. Tell us about it.
So there was the other season. There was the ASMR show. We now have the natural evolution of this in my life after I became a dummy head mic one morning. This is the main character gets hit by a truck and reincarnated into a dummy mic.
I think that's like almost always a truck.
It's got to be a truck, man.
Truck
if it's a car, it leaves kind of some doubt. It's like it's like he might tank that. I don't know. Like
you might tough that one out.
Like get up like oh, my spleen kind of hurt, but I'm like
it's actually like such a random death. Like how many people in Japan really get hit by a truck that often?
They've got a lot of sleepy truck drivers. I don't know.
Yeah, because Japan's just so big. They're just driving across the whole place all the time. Yeah, I don't. Funny. This has a 5.72 score. I think, that's pretty indicative of the quality, I would say. So he gets reincarnated as a dummy Mike, and he's in this school like ASMR club or whatever, and it's got this girl in the middle with the whatever brownish colored hair, and she's like doing the ASMR thing. There's like maybe 5 seconds of actual ASMR in this 3-minute episode, by the way.
It's a 3-minute
which is good
episode?
because it's 3-minute episodes.
Oh, okay.
It's just a short ass
Okay,
comedy
got
show
it.
thing. Yeah. No way I could have watched more.
Yeah,
than
I was just like,
3
I don't know
minutes.
how they're gonna do like 20-minute episode of.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah. And she's like, I don't know. She does a tiny bit, and then her friend comes in, the one with the black hair, to the right of her, and she's like, "Oh, you're doing that ASMR thing," and she's like, "Yeah, you want to join the ASMR club?" And they're like already friends or whatever, and she's like, "No, I find it grotesque," or something like that. And I was like, you kind of got a point. And they just like they have like a dumb man, straight man routine kind of going on, where the brown haired girl is like the idiot, and she makes a couple jokes. Some of them are kind of sort of funny, but it's like, what's going on here? Like, it was just very perplexing, as you could probably guess. It's actually leaving my mind as quickly as I try to recall it. Like,
It's flooding out my ear.
why is he reincarnated? And then he's like, "This might be kind of awesome, actually."
This might be kind of awesome.
I hate that. Also, the whole episode we're facing the dummy thing from the front, so the ears are like swapped kind of because you're facing it the wrong way from where your headphones are on. So it's like, oh, that's really annoying. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I don't. You said not sure how they would do like that many 20-minute episodes. I'm not sure how they're gonna do 25 minutes of this. Like in jet, I feel like they ran out of all their gags in the first 3 minutes. I don't know who makes these things, but it's very funny. So yeah, I would say like light 9, strong 8, probably.
Yeah,
Let's go.
it is top
Let's go.
11,000.
Highly recommend. And then other than that, we got a bunch of things nobody's watching really. So shit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's One
Pretty good
Piece.
season.
You'll like One Piece? Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I feel like you can find something you'll like in this season pretty easily.
Yeah,
So there's a wide variety of shows, and most of them are actually surprisingly pretty good.
yeah,
Outside of the big 3 or 4 that everyone are talking about. So
yeah. I would say this is one of the more diverse seasons we've gotten in a minute. Despite all the isekai, we know that's just life.
yeah, that's Death Tax is an isekai.
And like,
Okay,
even
so-
though there's a lot of seasonals, like there's plenty of original stuff that if you don't
Yeah.
want to tap into the seasonals, like you have options.
Is the Maid one original? I feel like that's an original one.
It might be.
Yeah, Source original. Like that's original. I thought that was pretty cool. I forget if was or not. Yeah, this is also original. So definitely some cool stuff happening. Continuations to popular shows people like. What are our takeaways? What are our big recommends here? I'd big recommend Do It Yourself and the Maid show. Of course, like Mob Psycho and stuff like that. Everyone knows they better watch. If you have the Isekai Freak brain, watch Kage no Jitsu Ryokusha da and not Tensei Shitara Ken deshita.
Freak brain.
What were your guys' favorites?
For me, it's Doji. That's it.
Bocchi?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a standout for me.
Super good.
And if you're into romance, there's a pink girl romance right next to it, but that's about it.
Pink girl.
Yeah, I'd say-
Pink girl.
I'd say mine's DIY and it's like play it off cool guys or something.
Oh, yeah,
like that is
yeah.
the name.
Cool Doji Danshi.
No, that one sounds
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna check it out. Like,
Yeah,
Gavin kind of convinced me
Yeah.
on that one. I can't lie.
yeah, that sounded like a sleeper hit. I can't lie. The Arknights adaptation starting soon.
Honestly, for me, I don't know. Outside of like the Mob Psycho Spy Family, I couldn't say I'd like maybe the Maid Show, but other than that, I
Right,
don't know.
yeah. Pretty. Definitely a lot of like, it's alright kind of stuff. But,
Yeah, it's nothing I'd be like, hey, I want to watch an anime. These are not shows that would come to my mind
Right,
to recommend
yeah.
to someone. So.
I think like looking at everything, and if you like watch the whole video, like something will probably interest you, and if it did, you should give it a try.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, shit. That's all I've got for the season. I don't know if you guys have any lingering thoughts on anything you didn't get out.
Nope.
No.
Well, I think that'll probably do it then. Thank you everybody for watching. This was a fun one. Enjoyed having you on here, Shamu. It was really fun.
Thank you for
Give us some-
having me.
Sure.
Yeah, it gave us
For
some
coming
good
on my
insight.
podcast.
Yeah, Justin's podcast. Yeah, definitely
Oh
a
wait,
fun time
Tomo-chan's getting an anime next season, Cole. I didn't even
Oh,
know.
really?
Tomo-chan is a big one that I'm looking forward to.
for next
And
season.
Nier Automata too, I think. That's gonna
Oh,
be anime.
jeez.
I gotta finish
Wow.
the Nier games. I don't want to. I
Yeah,
don't want to start
I-
on the anime. Like,
I bought the game and I have not run
Yeah.
it yet. I bought it like a year ago.
I bought it when it was 50% off. I was like, yeah, I'll play
Yeah,
it.
same.
Like, nope.
Oh, that's right, the Trigun Stampede.
Guys. Dungeon Season 4. Come on.
Jeez.
I
I
can't.
still don't know how I feel about the new Trigun project. We'll see.
Yeah, it's-
Studio
it's
Orange is
definitely-
good.
we'll see.
So like, I'll try it. I haven't seen any of the.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
other
definitely
stuff.
try it. Trigun's like one of my top 5 shows, so I don't know. I feel obligated.
And I know
Right.
the original Trigun, like anime, had a lot of like anime only scenes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you'll take it differently.
It's like part of what I loved the original Trigun was that I thought the art style was like fantastic. So it's kind of sad to see like. I think it looks pretty cool still. It's just not what I wanted. I think.
Right.
So.
I like
Definitely the
the
original Trigun's like oozing that anime aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's got that bebop era kind of look.
It looks like Studio Orange like beefed up their CG. Like it's really hard for me to tell what was CG and what was 2D. Like
Yeah, like I think it does look good. I don't think it looks
Yeah.
bad. It's just I don't know if it's gonna be my cup of tea.
I'm definitely gonna
Right,
try
yeah.
the original anime first before this comes out. So
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Probably a good idea. Yeah, I'm excited for Tomo-chan anime. That sounds. I really hope it's a good adaptation because.
I think
Manga's
it's
really
pretty
dope.
hard to fumble, but we'll
Yeah, honestly, I would say probably pretty hard to fumble.
see. Tokyo Revengers second season too. I still haven't finished the first season, even though we'll see.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I need to finish the first season also. I got
Damn
like
it.
halfway through.
Wait, did you actually watch Revenge? I didn't remember that.
Yeah, I watched it with Zach.
Oh,
oh,
I watched half of it.
damn. Well, I mean, looking forward to that. But yeah, good season. I think that about does it for us. Thanks for being on, everybody, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Peace.
yeah.